welcome to the Inglorious Bards. We are here at Adventure 52. The characters have leveled up a couple sessions ago. The stakes are higher. The deaths are nigh. We are excited. They're not excited at all. You can't see them on camera, but they're totally excited. We are glad to be back. Glad to have you here. We're coming to you live on twitch.tv/IngloriousBards every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. If you're listening to us on the podcast, come join us for the live show as well and taunt us in the chat. We're always excited to have you there. We're also available on our YouTube channel, and you can find us on every podcast platform at ingloriousbards.com. You can also join our Discord server and see what other folks in the community have to say about the show and support us on Patreon as well. That's always appreciated. Patreon.com/ingloriousbards. Enough with the plugs.
When last we saw our adventures, we were actually in a raging river, and we were tumbling down the river that was hundreds of feet in the sky because it was actually an aqueduct. We had to make so many different saves and make sure that we were getting to the right place at the right time and get away from all the undead that were continuing to scrab at us and claw us down. Bali threw a huge bomb of healing that took out an entire mountain of undead that our boat was resting on. Eventually, by the end of it, we all made it down to the bottom, floating literally to get down on the ground, where we found another boat, and we eventually started taking the waters out and riding them in a boat on our way to Tekareth. When we were in Tekareth, we started entering the swamplands and seeing just thousands of undead everywhere, and we were debating whether or not to head along the mountain range to the forest to try to find the Rift Sphere, or to continue to go up through the swamp. But while we were debating it, we encountered these three old towers, this kind of ancient ruin, and behind it, we found this very big creature, this semi-giant, who referred to himself as an arch sentinel and was speaking Chiloran, which is the thousands of years old language. He was telling us stories of when he saw Char Ice originally defeated by Scourgeonar, and that he knew Scourgeonar, and that he had been waiting here in Tekareth for us, because he was told by a friend that he called Callie that we might potentially show up. It started a very interesting conversation, and all the defenders talking about what we could do and what our powers were. But one of the things that he mentioned to us was a prophecy that if he ended up hugging the furry one of Yaru, then that would mean that the city by the sea was destroyed and the Red Serpent sailed. Piercy immediately turned on Xander for abandoning his post and defying the king's request to stop the dragon. And the conversation went into the fact that Xander's Nexus Quill got recharged, and he had the ability to create a new Nexus point to get us back to Mearscon. We all decided that that was the steps that we were going to take, and Xander started writing up the Nexus Sphere, and that's where we left off. So we're going to see if Mearscon's still there, what it's going to look like. And from there, let the adventure begin.
Between several thin towers, Xander scrawls complicated runes on big blocks of stone with his Nexus Quill.
Almost there, and we'll be back in Mearscon in a jiff.
It's pronounced GIF.
Palik turns to the giant with the long face and thick fingers.
Orphine, you stay here and guard the towers. Guard your towers. We have a dragon to slay. And then another dragon to slay after that. What I'm saying is, we have so many dragons to slay.
I will remain here until you return. The heroes check their weapons and armor and prepare for the return to Mearscon.
Everyone ready? We have no idea what to expect back in the city. Be prepared.
A breeze blows. Xander finishes the last of the runes and nods. The wind picks up. One by one, the heroes step into the rune circle, fade away, and are cast many miles across the continent. The last to go, Yaru, turns to Orifine, gives the giant a respectful bow, and disappears into the rune circle as the wind blasts across the swamp. Orifine is left alone in his ruins once more, and sits down silently with his lantern and waits. It is 3 weeks earlier. The Arch-Sentinel Orifine looks out at the horizon as the blue light of dawn spills over the swamp of Dakarath. The giant sees hundreds of corpses shambling their way south and west to the mountains. He has seen this in a vision long ago. He knows he has failed his vow to his friend. He lights his lantern for the first time in years. He knows the end is nigh. It is years earlier. Orifine kneels on the ground, holding his dying friend, one of the few arch-sentinels in Varennes. Orifine brings his lantern close to his old friend and passes its light into the heart of the dying giant before him. "What has happened, Nerafine? Who did this to you?"
The minions of the Silent One have defeated me. Scourgeonar turned.
"That is not possible. The Trinal sealed him away and put him to the realm of sleep forever."
It has been so long, my friend, that forever has come.
"Then I will find Erafine, and together we will hold back these dead for another 1,000 years.
Serafine, it's gone. Taken by the vile wizard to the south. You are the last Arch-Sentinel.
Orifine looks down at his dying friend, realizing the impossible has happened. The sentinels have been broken. "Then I will stand and defend what was once our sovereignty." The dying giant breathes his last heavy breath. Orifine looks at his friend with deep sadness, but does not know how to cry. "I vow on your life, I will defend this land." It is centuries earlier. Orifine stands between his 3 towers and their 3 arches, known as the ruins of Comchien. One of the arches has a giant crack running down it. Within the crack, a red energy crackles like the bottom of a smoldering fire log. The giant rises from a sleep he did not know he had taken, nor for how long. He hears dancing and laughter, a sound he has not heard in a long time. The giant rises up and catches his head in several festive banners decorated in tiny flags. He rips the banners from his head, steps over a low stone fence, and sees a dozen people laughing and dancing in celebration. Orifine does not look amused as he stands before a colorful tent and rows of flowers left as tribute.
"Ah, great sentinel, it is a glorious day, no? We are honored
"Who are you? Why are you here?"
to celebrate, to find joy in the sun and pay tribute to the old gods. May beautiful days be forever given to this valley and your towers, and may the Empire be forever strong."
"Get out of here! Be gone from my towers!" Orifine grabs the tent and tosses it across the lush green field. He kicks a table, sending fruit and drink flying through the air. "My home, my fortress is no place to worship." He grabs giant handfuls of carefully arranged flowers and flings them at the scattering worshippers. As the last of them race over the hills or row their boats down the blue waters of the nearby river, the Arch-Sentinel sits down in the mess he made and sighs. "Peace is no place for a sentinel." It is decades earlier. 3 towers with beautiful arches between them rest comfortably on a hill of green grass beside a beautiful flowing river. An entourage of horses and carriages have stopped beneath the towers. The door to one of the lavish carriages opens and a furious man steps out. The giant Orifine rises from his tower, tries to smile, and makes a gentle wave of his hand. The man, King Comchien of Dakarath, stomps up the hill towards the giant. Tim.
Did you tell me to read a part?
Don't you wave at me, you overgrown nitwits! What's this I hear about you leaving your towers?
"It's time for me to move on, to find the other sentinels. There are threats to Varennes we must defend against. I cannot stay here."
Threats! Threats! There are no threats. No more dragons, no ghosts. And the Silent One is just a fairy tale now. This, here, these towers, these are real. as is the prestige of having an arch-sentinel in my kingdom. Or does that mean nothing to you? Palacia has their sentinel, as does Raskillion. I'm sure as hell not going to be the one king in the north without one. Don't you get it? You are a beacon to the people of Dekareth. People flock here to see one of the last creatures from the Chaloran days, to look at a creature whose eyes have laid upon the old gods.
But I do not understand.
You are a powerful symbol now, not a warrior. You give strength to people, your kingdom, and your king.
But this is not my kingdom.
I don't give a damn what you think, Ori. Your days of defending are long gone. You have a new purpose, and you better get used to it. Besides, you made a vow or swore a pledge to stay here until released. You wouldn't fail to follow through on your vow now, would you?
The giant slumps down to the grass with a defeated thud.
Good. Good. Now, wipe that glum look off your face as the three of my cousins are arriving this afternoon to see the great arch-sentinel of Dekareth.
The giant puts his lantern down and sighs. It is decades earlier. Orifine holds his lantern high, tense and ready for battle. The dark night sky crackles with lightning and booms with thunder. Winds whip around his arches with fury. Somewhere in the lands he protects, a great battle is being waged against the greatest enemy to ever threaten Varen. Suddenly the entire night sky lights up red, and 100 bolts of lightning strike the ground at once. One tears across an arch near Orifine's head, leaving a scarred crack in the stone. A deafening boom, unlike anything anyone has ever heard in this world, blasts across hundreds of miles. A great gust of wind topples the giant to the ground and knocks his lantern from his hand. And then the wind dies down. The dark clouds quickly part. Sparkling stars can be seen above. Orifine picks up his lantern and stands up. He looks at the red, smoldering scar on his arch, and then looks far out to the horizon. In his heart, he knows somewhere in the kingdom of Palacia, the Trinal have finally banished Scourgeonar. It is months earlier. Orifine holds his lantern over his head to defend against the powerful magic, but the light of the lantern flickers weakly. The giant is on his knees, holding up his light and struggling against the human standing before him. This man extends out his hands, crushing the air around the arch-sentinel, keeping the giant from rising up. Orifine grunts and calls out, "I cannot let you kill the 5 kings. I have vowed to protect the sovereignty. You will not succeed, Scourgeonar." Gravity-distorting waves continue to ripple out from the hands of the man. He looks at the giant with a bit of regret. "And I have vowed to protect this world from threats beyond and from within. The kings are corrupt. They are filled with greed and seek only power. They bring shame upon what we have built in the sovereignty. The world will fall if men like them are left to rule it. You know this, and I will gladly sacrifice their lives to protect the souls of Varen." Orifine struggles against the distortion magic, but cannot move at all. "But you are the champion who defeated the ice dragon of Jarvain. You are the champion of the 5 kings. You are sworn to protect them." "I have sworn to protect Varen, and I will do so at any cost. Now stay down, Sentinel, or I will put you down." It is years earlier. Orifine stands amongst 2 stone towers built alongside a river, with a third just now under construction. A small boat docks not far from the towers, and a striking man steps out. He wears a captain's uniform of the Chaloran army and is decorated with several medals. He strides up to the giant with a big smile. "Greetings, Arch-Sentinel. I have been told to seek you out and let you know that my forces are chasing down orcs in this area. You should be on your toes should they pass your way." "I will be ever vigilant for them. I am Arch-Sentinel Orifine." "A pleasure. I am Captain Scourgeonar of the Northern Army." "I have heard of you, that you have fought back against the enemies of the sovereignty, that you are a skilled warrior and good leader." Scourgeonar bows with a flourish. "While we have never met, I have had a vision of you long ago." "Is that true? What was your vision?" "It was a dream I had of you, and an army of undead rising over a swamp in the blue light of dawn, that death and destruction of Varen was at hand." "Worry not, my new friend. If a danger like that threatens the world, I will be there to stop it." We are now in the current time. You are all in the ruins of Kamchien. You have just now stepped into the ruins and have teleported across the continent, where your destination is the Nexus. This is your home that is existent in neither time nor space. It is unapproachable, unassailable. It is a tower in an ocean that does not exist in any real realm, and it is a safe haven for you all. There is a conservatory, a section of this top tower of the Nexus. There's a huge gray cold ocean far below with waves crashing. You can hear as you step in, you sense the concept of mountains and plains and lakes just briefly, as though you physically crossed the continent really fast. But now you hear the waves on the Nexus. You can hear the crackling of the fire that always seems to be growing. Yaru is there. No, I'm sorry. Yelena is there. She stepped through first. Palik steps in. You're a bit out of sorts. Bali is there, saying some sort of word to your god. It seems a little odd. Piercy is there. Xander. Your dog Shunka is there, I assume, as well, as is Sildren. And everyone's there and wondering what's going to happen next, what's going to be outside the door, because the Nexus opens up into the city of Mearscon, when you all realize Master Yaru is not there.
Any second now.
What'd you do, Xander?
Nothing. No, the spell's holding. It's fine. We all got in. I'm sure he just had a last thing to say to Orphine, probably.
We can't wait long. This has got a time limit on it. Should I go back and check on him? Just walk through here, yeah?
In theory, we haven't really tested.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Bali walks out into whatever portal has been designed and
Shouldn't
to
somebody
try
besides our healer do
poking
this?
his head. Come on, Yaru. We haven't got all day. Whoa!
And Sildred's placing his hand on Bali's shoulder at the same time this is happening.
It is a book that is on this pedestal that, as Xander, as you wrote your ruins, pages and words filled into the book within the Nexus beyond your even understanding. You can now start to read these words, Bali, and as you start to read and touch them, you disappear and fade out. Sildren, you go with him. Both of you need to make a willpower roll. I don't know what this is or what it's for. I just know this is not healthy for repeated Nexus rapid transfers.
The ink's not dry. Don't smudge it.
Willpower, fortitude, what was it?
Willpower.
Willpower?
39, and any success is a critical success for
Okay.
Sildren.
Sildren, you're great.
42.
You're also great. You guys are totally fine. You arrive back and see,
I forgot my hammer.
And my axe.
you see these three towers, and you see Orphine is still just slowly sitting down and sits down and looks confused as you guys arrive back in this stone circle. He is the only one there. There is no sign of
Did
Master Yara.
The black cat that was here with you,
He didn't decide to walk, did he?
did he pass through as the rest of us did?
Yes.
Oh, shit. And Sildren will turn and head back through.
All right. You are fine with your critical success, and you're through. Bali?
Give it a little bit longer.
Oh.
And,
As previously mentioned, if Master Yaru is anywhere on this plane of existence, Sildren will have a bead on him.
Nice. Your status spell.
Yes, as it had been heightened till 4th level so that I can cast it at the beginning of the day, and I can keep track of all of my
Perfect.
cats. Yeah, so is Master Yaru
Cats.
present on this plane of existence?
You guys back in the Nexus see Sildren come by. He gives you the negative that Yaro's not there, but then he holds up a finger, starts to concentrate a bit, and then Sildren, you realize where he's at, and you give out a little curse.
Balls of Kith.
Bali, what are you doing?
Bali is waiting just a little bit longer, kind of pacing around in the space. He'll be along any minute.
Uh-huh. Where is the bastard?
Master Yaru, you whip through
Forest.
Oh, that's a great inside joke. You whip through snow and over mountains and such and find yourself in a cloudy area. The clouds start to part, and you hear the very familiar wind chimes of the Temple of the Three Winds. There is the compound here with several different temples with places, mats for students to sleep, some prayer areas. There's a line of trees. There are the wind chimes I mentioned. There is a huge, gorgeous view. You have looked out for many, many, many years of huge, steep mountains poking out over clouds. Massive view, a bright wind, a heavy wind is blowing through, flapping your cloak. You're right at the entrance that very few people are allowed to come through. Lining the path that goes through are members of your particular faith, the fellow monks that stand there in silence. There are maybe 6 or 7 more that are gathered around the fighting pit in the center of the courtyard. There are maybe a dozen students that are all cowering or waiting inside the sleeping chamber or looking through the windows. And there is one person in particular waiting for you in that fighting pit. Your former student, now turned master, Tarai, another cat folk who you have had several dealings with before.
Okay, I gotta get a different notebook out. Yaru looks around, looks at the familiar surroundings, at the familiar faces, some new faces. We'll proceed to walk center aisle.
All right, you walk down the central area. As you do so, there's some little leaves that get blown across. It is eerily quiet. All eyes are on you. It's like you are the old grizzled Western hero veteran going into the dry town.
Yeah, which Liam Neeson movie are we in? Okay, yes.
You can see Tarai in the central pit area of the fighting pit where you have trained so many students over the years. And Tarai calls out, Yaru, I told you if you interfered with the balance, there would be no more negotiations. You were warned.
You always let your anger and impatience with my teachings drive you to seek your own answers, Tarai. But I do not answer to you, nor do the winds.
You will come, you will fight, and you will pay the price for defying the order.
His face turns a little bit. I defy the order. This path you have chosen, Tarai. Just keeps walking forward. Read the sacred texts without proper dedication and personal sacrifice to the source. You lead this temple into madness.
A old catfolk comes running up to you, a person you've known for many years, a fellow trainer, nowhere near as skilled as you are, but he runs up to you and grabs you by the shoulders and says, Yaru, don't do this. Just beg for his forgiveness. Explain your mistakes and your misunderstandings. There can be some sort of penance. Otherwise, he will kill you.
Yaru kind of looks sad and then still lets a smile get through. Just Inze looks around. Paulo, Shira. Are these the sort of teachings you will all allow to spread further amongst your students? The empty promises of a radical zealot? A young, misguided soul? I will do this if it is what you want, but think back to when I left in the face of my vision. What I meant to understand of the great evil, and to help end it and return to our teachings. What does Tarai bring upon his short journey's return? A twisted, broken understanding of the foundation of our beliefs, and an offering of power to turn a blind eye. What sort of deal have you struck, Tarai? That Charais will leave our temple at bay? No colder than the mountain herself? Are you so foolish? If you stay silent upon the mountaintop, while she swallows Varen whole, and the masters are in ice, she will come for you last, when there are none left to hear you beg. Join my cause, our true cause, Tarai. Only with all of us working together, with the rest of the world, can we defeat this great evil. More than one great evil.
Are you done spewing your misguided falsehoods, Yaru? Make a diplomacy roll +4. Natural 1. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am done.
Yes, I am. I'm done.
Natural 1?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Since you called it, that's probably going to have to call for an extra hero point, but I have 3 of them. I'm going to use 2 of them.
That's a
Just use one.
Okay.
hell of a first roll of the night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Got that garbage out of the way.
Yep. Dice hell. Thank you. Sorry. Get it off the table. Whew. +4, you said?
It's 4.
Oh, God. 25.
With a 25, you see a couple, 2 or 3 of the monks of your temple kind of look at each other, and all the monks are catfolk or elves, by the way. There's a little bit of light racism that they have here. They all look at each other, or no, 2 or 3 of them look at each other. The rest, though, really look at Tarai.
Yep.
Tarai says, "We have already spoken about this before, and I gave you a chance, Yaru, and you turned me away. It is time for you to pay. You have been warned. No more talk. No more pleading. The balance is to be maintained and restored. You bring chaos. Step in to where you once trained me before, my old master, and let us end this." And he loads up a stance.
Either I will pay, or you will learn. He steps in.
You step
Also
in.
entering a stance.
As you do so, you see his stance involves the wind swirling around him and picking up lots of loose little stones that the pit is made of, and they start floating around him.
You need theme music. There's got to be.
It's going to get really loud around here for everybody. Yeah, as is Yaru's. The wind will begin to swirl.
All right. Tarai gets his stance ready, and we essentially have some sort of like Mortal Kombat battleground going on. We're getting ready for motion, and then he starts and he goes to make a move, but we have initiative that needs to happen first.
Okay.
I'm rolling it here. First up is Tarai. He makes his move first and comes in. He takes a step towards you and lashes out. Let me double check. That's not what he wants to do. He is going to step forward and attack twice. He strikes once and strikes a second time with a 37 to hit.
That does hit.
And a 48 to hit.
That is a critical. But he has to make a DC 17
for a chance to just miss?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, do I have to make it? Or
I think you make it.
I make it. It's a DC 17.
It's a counter a critical against
yes.
Nice.
It's a 16. Not quite, but it is critical. So hit and critical.
I want to give that to you because I really wanted to give you a hero point for your speech, but you were maxed. So I'm going to
okay.
give that to you.
Nice.
Okay,
wow.
Yeah.
So 2 hits.
Because you would put you over 4 would have been wasted. That was an
Appreciate it.
awesome speech. So that
Bless.
turns it into a regular hit then?
Yeah, 2 regular
Okay,
hits.
2 regular hits coming your way. This is not good. These are huge fists that come slamming in for 35 points of damage and 30 points of damage.
Okay.
This is Yaru with no healer to back him up, no one casting spells, no friends to help backstab on his own.
Backstab by yourself, buddy.
Backstab?
Yeah.
Oh, like when we fought
Does the entering the
Minotaur?
stance count as a focus point?
Not
My-
unless it says
My earlier one?
So I don't know how it works.
it-
Okay, then yes. You are up. You are toe to toe with him right now. You have all 3 actions. He wasted 1 to step in. Go for it.
Okay. We're going to get a quick on my ring here, my fighting area. How far I can go each direction.
It looks
20
like, yeah,
each
it's
way.
About 50, 60 feet.
50 feet across.
I'm just
so
gonna
not-
back up. I'm gonna go to the east of him. About 15 feet away. Fine. And then Yaru is gonna do 2 action attack here for the first time. He's been wanting to wind this up
What is
on
this?
some undead. So this is in the Wild Wind stance. Yaru is basically an airbender for all intents and purposes. He can do a 2-action Wild Wind Gust, which I can attack anybody in a 30-foot cone or a 60-foot line instead of just the 30-foot radius around me. So he's doing all these wind movements, somersaults, and all this stuff to hopefully get this attack off. And he's just going to shoot a line directly at Tarai since there's nobody behind him.
Okay. And this just treated as a normal attack?
Yes, so it's going to be, I'll count towards my attack multiplier, but I don't add the penalty until I make all
And
the
before you roll,
attacks.
is it 2 actions?
Yes.
Okay, so if I'm understanding you correctly, you're going to spend 1 action to step away and then 2
And then two
actions to
actions.
make 1 attack, but the net result is, though, just 1 attack on him. Whereas if you stay put and just do attacks, you get 2, 3, or 4 attacks on him. Your ability is great.
Oh, that's true.
Your ability's great for
we're in
multiple
our
opponents.
stance. That's true. So he
He's
can
going for
still-
style. He wants the.
Yeah, if you want
No,
style.
you're right, because he could still get me. So I'll do all the wind movement stuff, but I'll just go ahead and do a flurry of blows on him instead.
All right.
Actually, let me do
Got some options.
this.
I like the idea of the line with that going past him, like breaking a table in the background, just flips it too.
I never liked that
Um,
table.
Instead, I'll do a 2-action 1-inch punch.
All right, winding up a big punch.
Since he wanted to do some stuff against me, I'll go ahead and do stuff against him.
Here's a crazy question for you: How far away is Yaru from Bali?
We're right on top of it. Oh, from Bali? Oh, okay.
How far away is
How
Yellow
far
from
away
Bali?
is Yaru from Bali?
Like
500 miles at least.
probably.
Okay, all right.
Do you have a
Just a
spell
little-
that's 500 miles?
I have some tricks that go long, but not that
Hilarious.
far. Sorry.
All right, what you got?
So this is my first action attack. 2 action. Oh, with 26 would be what? 39?
39 is a hit.
39.
There you
is a
go.
Big
hit.
punch.
46. 6, and 1. 19 points of damage.
Big hit. Keep rolling. You have multiple attacks, right?
And then I have a flurry of blows for my second and third attack mod. 11 plus 22, that'll be what? 33?
33.
33 is a miss.
33 is a miss. And the second. A natural 19 for me is a keen rune, natural 20.
Is a critical hit.
Nice. There you
Yeah.
go.
And this is a one. That was 4d6 plus. That was 19 plus 6, so that was or 19 plus 13.
So 13 more damage I need to do?
yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll your
And
current
then
critical hit.
This, which is a total of
Good hit.
Much better than stepping back
11
and
plus.
blasting him.
What did we say for a critical? Oh, a critical is just.
Just double it.
Yep. Okay.
Double everything.
46 plus 13
No, no.
times 2.
You can just roll once and then double it.
Oh, okay,
keeps
that
the math
was.
simple.
I don't know.
I
what
rolled 12.
I rolled
that
12
was-
on that last one.
That one's
Okay. 12, 15 plus 13 would be
what, 15, 13,
28.
28, thank you, times 2.
56.
56 points of damage?
Yeah.
So at the end of
Yeah.
his turn, there's no more of this happening on Yaru's end. It's very back
And
to...
Does this propagate some sort of stunning effect on him as well?
I have a stunning fist, which he has to roll a DC
Fortitude?
32 fortitude save on
Fortitude
each and every
save.
one of those
Yeah.
attacks.
On each one?
Nope.
He rolls a 29
That's a stunned one.
and then a 36. So
That's
he's
not-
stunned one
He's
as
stunned
well.
one. So Yaru's back to kind of hands in the robes.
Huge.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, he won't say anything for now. He said enough.
He's kind of reeling back, steps back in the dirt. There's a couple gasps from the other monks that are watching, and Tarai says, "You, hey,
Hey, buddy.
Tarai says, your poor choices and your corruption of our faith will not save you." And he comes at you with losing his first action. Sucks. Instead, he throws a shock of wind with 2 fists right at you, and rippling waves come at you. Make a willpower save 33 as you are blasted by this rippling sonic wind.
Let's see. That is a definite 36.
36, you
Nice.
succeed. You are stunned 1 with the success.
Okay.
Tim, roll a d4 for how long before he can do that again?
Oh, some
And-
jerk's getting legendary actions here.
2, and then go ahead, go
Alright.
for it. Yarrow, your turn.
I don't have that trick.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You need to get you some of them.
All right, you lose 1 action. You have 2 left. 2 left.
I do. I am stunned 1, so let's do this. We'll just do another round here. Flurry of blows.
Okay, not doing 1 punch, just flurry.
I only have 2 actions, correct?
Correct.
Flurry of blows it is. 9 plus 26, so 33.
Is a miss.
Yes, I need
That was a 30.
35.
Miss.
It's okay. First with a 6 and 22.
All right.
28, sorry.
That Sonic is throwing you off. You still have 1 action left, though. Flurry is 2 attacks for 1
I
action.
do, yes. Last action. Oh gosh, I should.
Would you like to surrender?
No. I will delay this action. Instead, he will speak this time. He'll say for this round,
More of your trickery, Tarai, will not get you out of the punishment that comes ahead. Disrupting my travel to stop a greater enemy than this.
Trickery I learned from my former master. I learned it from watching you. It is his turn with all his actions remaining. A dozen of those stones floating around him come flying at you. Make a reflex save 33, please.
ooh, that's good. That's a 12 and 25. That's a 37. I
37
believe.
is a pass. Do you have any negate thing? Otherwise, you take.
Reflex saves are, yes, critical.
Oh, you take absolutely no damage. You somehow just slightly step to the side, and every stone just goes whipping by you. Your fur is lightly touched by it. Someone to the side, one of the monks gets hit, and Tarai says, "Watch out!" yelling at them, and then
Oh, that does not bode well for Yaru. Gets his notebook out again.
and then he brings in a roundhouse kick right now. I am
you.
going to give him a -2 to hit, but bonus damage if he can connect. Here it comes.
Okay.
Freaking 33.
No, sir.
Oh, what did he need? What did
A
he
36.
need? God, not even close. Not even close.
36.
God,
That's a
you,
serious AC.
you knew. You taught him do the stones, then the kick. Stones and the kick. As soon as he threw the stones, you knew the kick was coming.
So during his, he literally is doing like looking at all of the monks as he's dodging that last blow, like winking at some, like you, fuck you, fuck, I remember you. And he sees the one get hit. And how old is that one? Is it a youngling? Is it a trainee? Is it a master?
It is the guy who came and tried to warn you not to do this.
Okay, yeah, that's Kinze. Yaru's very mad at that. So as he turns and snaps back, I have all 3 actions.
Yes.
Once again. Yeah, Yaru does not like that. He will spend his first action doing a key strike.
Key.
Key. You're in my temple now, son. Yeah, he will do a key strike attack. Key strike flurry of blows.
Okay.
That is 13 and 27 would be a 40.
Is a hit.
Nice. Big strike, big strike, big strike.
You. A key strike is 8d6 plus 6. I need one more d6 if you.
Chill.
18, 24.
24 to hit.
24 points of damage.
What was your attack roll again?
40?
40.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hit. One more time. 40?
Yes, sir.
Jeez.
8d6 plus 6.
He is bloodied up.
Yeah, that there was a lot of like golden light behind that one. There was a lot of like
He is looking to be in pretty bad shape, bloody, but still ready to fight to the death. And as you can see, the grimace, he will kill you the moment your defenses are down.
Sure he will. I still have a second. I still have to make my second attack here. Actually, it's a flurry of blows, not a flurry of hugs. That just went off the table.
Flurry of
God,
hoes.
I'm sorry. Oh god, I have to take it. It was a natural 1
Natural 1.
on the second flurry of blows.
I just told you he was waiting for a moment of weakness. He gets a free attack in, and he launches his assault.
Yeah, hero points.
No, but it was my second roll.
He launches his assault at you with a 38 retaliatory strike.
Yeah, that hits.
Didn't expect a second kick. When he hits you with a second kick for 30 points of bludgeoning damage. I believe that was your first action for 2 attacks, though. You still have 2 freaking actions to go.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I do.
How many hit points does Yaru have?
95.
95 left.
Wow.
I
This
will
guy can
say
punch
this.
like a
I don't
monk.
normally do this. The enemy Tara has 87 left.
Whoa.
So I don't look too much better than him.
Right.
The
guys are in
fur
there
has
just like-
flown.
You're just slugging
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
not slugging it out, depending.
Do
Wind-
do
wind-
grown monk cats hiss at each other when they're just circling?
Here's
I was gonna join in, but
Keep
no.
going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm looking up. I'm looking up.
You don't approach the temple when you start hearing the yelling.
Um,
Don't know if it's fighting or
Edit that out. That's his mark. Every time he
If
says
this
left.
temple's a meowing, don't.
so
Here's the back.
Coming at you from the side.
um,
Quick, someone break this up and throw in a toy.
what is
Nothing a
the
bucket of water
roll-
can't fix.
Quart bottles everywhere.
What is the roll for a feint?
Ooh, that would be a good way to put him in his place.
Yeah.
Feint. I have trip, and now I'm going to feint. Feint is
Deception.
it's an attack,
Okay.
so it counts as an attack. You make a deception roll against his perception, and if you succeed, he is flat-footed against the next attack you do before the end of your current turn. So it's wait. It is not an attack. I'm sorry, it's not an attack. So you're
Just
totally
deception roll.
yeah, it's just an action. So it can set you up with a bonus +2.
Okay, I will try. I'll work out a feint here.
Why not? Fighting for my life in
Fighting
the
for my
last possible battle. Let's try something new. Jesus, there's no safety net here. in
No,
this fight.
sir. Oh God, a 19.
Plus what? Plus
It's
Plus
a
your
plus.
deception.
Yeah.
was a
It was a
total
total
of
of 19.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
19.
You're not even gonna get past this
You're-
perception bout.
You're
You're
telegraphing.
doing this back and forth.
I don't even. With a knight?
Is
Oh,
there like
God,
a
yeah.
critical failure
Didn't
for
see it
fainting or
coming.
something?
Didn't see it. He's like, over here.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah, if his passive
that,
perception's 29.
Your feint backfires.
Okay, yeah.
You are flat-footed against him until the end of your next turn.
Okay, well that's
Oh,
just dandy. We're gonna use one more focus point out of 3 we got.
Hero point
Focus point.
to do what? Oh, make another attack?
No. I have more abilities than just attacking. I'm a complex individual
All right,
cat
one of
over
these
here.
abilities.
Okay,
But he can't
Yaru's
paint.
cuts and bruises and his swollen eye kind of goes de-swells, heals a little bit. Yaru has just cast wholeness of body on himself and gained 56 hit points
Whoa, nice.
of health.
And that was just a one action and a focus
That's
point?
a one action focus point.
All right.
That's a good use of one
I
action.
thought that was 2 actions. That's what I'm just making sure.
Let me check my spell list. It could very well be
It's already in the ledger. You're healed.
one action, verbal.
Wow. That's super strong. And how often can that happen? Once per day?
It's a focus point. So I can do it either 3 times in a row or once every 10
No,
minutes.
That's a
once an hour.
He's designing
throwing out all the
it.
options.
It's a focus spell. I can just.
You can restore. You
cast
gain
it.
increase the number of you can restore, but you gain the wholeness of body keys. It is a key spell. Yes,
How
as
often
long
can
as
you
you
do
have
a
key
yeah.
points.
How often can I do a focus spell? Every hour?
Every 10 minutes you get one back.
You get one back.
But if I spend 2, I can only gain
one
2
back. You
for
can
the
only
whole
gain
day.
one back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not going to
But
matter
that-
anyways.
but
Wow.
that's fine. So I have 1 left, and I have gained 56 hit points.
No.
No?
You regain 8 hit points.
but it's
And
heightened.
it's heightened, so that's heightened level 7 we're at. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is 56 hit points. God
Yeah.
dang, that is
I wrote it down.
strong.
And I
Super
highlighted it.
strong.
Underlined it. You did. Circled it.
Yeah. So that brings me back up to something good.
151.
There we go. Thank you. That was one action.
You still have one last action.
one last action. I will not attack Tarai. I will not attack you, Tarai.
Dummy.
Bold move.
That was all in unison.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if that strategy pays off for him.
May I use my last action to speak and step back?
Sure.
I'm gonna step away from him. We'll just go 15 feet. However, it doesn't matter. He looks at the wounded monk. He looks at Tarai's eagerness to take him out. Let me see. I'm not going to use it. Tarai, I am tired. I am tired of traveling across this continent looking for the right answers, only to come across zealots and people like you who deny me at every chance I get for peace. Because you want power. It should be obvious now, he raises his voice quite a bit. It should be obvious now to all of us that true power comes not in the individual, but in the united individuals. Not under one person's belief or an absorbed belief of twisted fate. It is up to each of us to guide the 3 winds through this journey, not the other way around. This is only my interpretation, but after all, is that not all I am good for? I am not some sacred priest. I am not some high and mighty wizard who claims kingdoms that are not my own. The outside world is not a temple where one must obey the tenets or be cast away. And we would do well to learn from those tenets as well as seek our own. But you are impatient. And he looks back at Tarai. You are deceptive. And you have never been true to the 3 winds.
Make a diplomacy roll +2, please.
How can he say all that in 6 seconds and talk so slow? Who does that?
Diplomacy +2.
Yes, please.
That would be a 35. Thank you.
Much
Jeez.
better than
Yeah.
before. Holy moly. You see and hear mumblings between several of the monks scattered around the compound. You have done nothing to sway Tar-Eye.
I don't expect.
You will sacrifice the balance. You will end the world in destruction and for one side or the other against everything we believe in. And he launches another flurry of attacks your way.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 34 to hit,
No,
a natural 20 to hit.
I guess so.
Oops, that was the wrong die. Correct one with a big penalty. Oh, a 40 to hit.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Because Yaru did back up.
Shh.
Oh, yeah.
He gets, I'm saving one action. He won't be able to do his third action. So, okay, there was a third action coming.
Oh, okay.
So you have, wait, no. I rolled 3 times. I
Yeah.
did roll 3 times. You are correct. So that was a miss. It was a critical. And
And then that was
Ooh.
and he had to have stepped in. Great point. Thank you, Seth.
Yeah.
Critical's coming in, goddammit. Here it comes. Tar-Eye says, you will die. Delivers a massive crunching blow into the old catfolk Yaru, taking 71 points of damage.
Did you roll against the big
Yeah.
critical?
I do.
Criticals? Your critical
I
resistance?
do have a fortification rune.
What is this? Oh, it's a rune
Yeah,
on your armor?
I have on my robes. Thank you.
Oh my god. Don't roll it again.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Conf-
oh no. Dude, I want to say you just like grab his hand. Just, you know.
He gets you, but only for half the damage. 35 points of damage instead.
35.
Wow.
I gotta get me a rune.
Wow. What's he at, Christopher?
My speedy math, 116.
116, roughly.
More than he started the battle with.
All right, it is your turn, Yaru.
You sound so excited about it.
But he stepped into me now.
He did step in.
Get him.
Just step back again and make another speech. Working.
I will kite you with my words.
Xander, enough! I don't need your shit! 1 second, I'm on the phone!
Xander's totally GoProing you this whole thing. It's streaming you to Mearscon.
I'm broadcasting everyone in the group. He just stepped back another 5 feet and did another 6 foot sentence.
All right, give me another 5 on the.
Yeah. He's been taking fire damage and critical persistent fire damage from a critical hit, by the way.
Oh, he needs to take critical
A D10 of fire damage.
at the start of his turn.
Yes.
Can you roll that D10, please?
Sure. That's a D12. 1.
And then I'm rolling a 15 or higher, if I remember
Yeah.
correct,
Yeah.
to negate it.
So he gets 1.
Here he goes, and he negates it with a 19. So he took 1 point of damage.
Fine.
All
You
right.
taught him really well.
He's got to pat himself.
And also, all of the students have now come out of the sleeping temple area, and they're now getting closer and watching this battle.
Okay. It's my turn?
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be a 2.
Yaru has 116. Tar-Eye has 87 hit points remaining.
We'll do a 2 action punch.
Big punch.
Oh yeah.
Not the best I've ever rolled with a 30. Oh gosh, sorry. 35.
35?
7 plus 7 and 26. 35.
No,
Sorry.
726 is
33.
33.
It's a
Well,
miss.
Simple math.
And he blocks that just like you did him.
Okay, that's fine.
2 actions gone.
2 actions gone.
He sees a little bit of sweat start to go down your fur, a little bit of crack.
Okay.
One action left.
One action left. We'll better make it a flurry of blows.
2 attacks go.
That's a 13 and 22. That's 35. if I'm not
35 is a
mistaken.
miss.
Oh, bud.
Last
Ooh,
attack
natural 19.
is
Yeah.
not supposed to happen, but you got a hit. Good job.
Isn't it
critical.
That's critical.
It's critical.
Is a
It's for
what's
his
the
keen rune.
total?
No, it's a critical.
Oh, anytime
Because he has
rolls-
keen.
I rolled
A 19,
I
it's
rolled
a
Yeah,
a
natural
yeah,
19.
yeah.
It's a
But
keen
if it
rune.
would be a miss, like if he's attacking a level
Oh, yeah, yeah.
40
Right,
god,
yeah.
it would just be a
Oh,
regular
oh,
attack.
for that one it's plus 18, so that'd be
37?
37.
Is a critical hit. I stand corrected. I would.
Correct. Just clarify.
I will be quiet.
And that's
He has 87 hit points
eight.
remaining right now.
8d6.
4d. It's no, it's not. It's just
Oh, no?
4d6
I'll shut up over here.
plus 6. 4 and 15.
30.
Isn't it double 30.
30
Plus, did you get the plus in there? The plus 6?
plus 6.
Did
Plus
you,
12.
did you do the plus 6?
I didn't.
15
1
plus
second.
How long have you been a monk?
21,
It takes a
46.
village. It takes a
One
village.
15.
Yeah, it's 15.
I like math, or
15,
Seth is on the math over here.
30
He's like,
plus
yeah,
12.
that's 84.
42.
42.
Why is the plus 12 after the fact?
because it's plus 6 normally.
15 plus 6 times 2.
Doubled. So it should be 21 times 2. So 42 points of
Okay.
damage. And persistent fire is
Yes,
reinitiated.
the D10.
Don't roll it. It's on his turn.
And any stunning stuff going on there?
He's
Oh,
got to
yeah.
make a
Stunning.
stunning. He's got to make a stun
Critical.
roll. 32.
Yeah.
So that was 42 points of damage, we said. He has
42.
45 remaining. There is fire smoldering on his fur. He's making a fortitude saving throw.
An immolating cat.
Oh, it was almost a 2. It's a natural 20.
Oh,
He's
man.
fine. Won't worry about it anymore.
And I'm going to give him a +1 on his next attack with that. Bloody. And not only that, you didn't even hit him. You grabbed onto his offhand and broke his wrist as well with that one.
Nice.
You are done with your
Guard doesn't
turn.
like that, by the way.
All right.
I don't want to punish him.
Well, you're going to have to
It's
kill him.
combat.
I don't
It's
want
combat.
to punish him.
Someone
is the
has to
key
die.
word.
He goes ahead
Euthanize.
and
Humanely.
Spay.
he
Technically
gives you
neuter, but-
one big punch with the +1 that I said I was giving him for a total of freak. It was the opposite. It was almost a natural 20, a total of 32 to hit.
No.
Throws it. Oh, he's getting tired. He's bloody from all over the place, and then lets out another shockwave at you. Make a Will 33 save. Tim, roll a d4, please.
Oh, that's not great. 24.
A 24. That is a failure. Oh.
I'll use 1 hero point to reroll.
Yeah, you want to.
He's
Do
not
I
getting
have
that one
any
back.
will saves?
Full
4 rounds?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's much better. Plus will 22. That's 36.
All right. You are stunned 1. If you had taken the other one, you would be slowed 1 for the rest of the. You'd lose an action for the rest of the battle.
Oh.
I don't think it's going to last much longer. But...
Jesus, though.
I mean,
Holy
I get
moly.
slowed 1.
Yeah.
All right, those were his 3 actions. He's getting desperate. He's got 45. You have 116. Your 3 actions.
Still just continuing to look around and look at.
The crowd has gotten tighter and tighter and tighter. Everyone's around the battle.
Fight the leg!
But you don't notice they're all just lining up.
With their tails. Their tails.
Yeah, with their tails.
Just
Back
fucking.
into it.
You hear the tinkling of bells, and it's
1-inch punch. 2 action.
I don't want to kill you.
Ooh, that's not horrible. It's 15 and 26. That would be 41.
41 is a hit. Seth is your computer.
I
You're good.
appreciate it.
You're good.
I do it all day long.
Yeah.
So just helping you.
I don't. 41 is a hit, you say?
Yes.
That's 46 plus 13 on this one.
Smoldering for
13 and 13.
26.
26 points of damage.
One of that is fire.
Also, roll a d10 for the flame on him, the smoldering fire we mentioned.
3.
3.
He natural 20'd against that, right?
That
or was it?
No, that was
Okay,
something
sorry.
else. Chris, can you
That was the
roll a
stunned.
15 or higher for me?
Oh, and a stunned 32, unless you want to. The natural
14.
20 counteracted it.
Oh, so he continues to burn. What's that?
I had the stun 30, the stunning fist, unless the natural 20 last time cancels all those out.
We'll say that one. That one it
I'm
did.
fine with that.
All right.
Enough rolls.
You did a 2-action, 1-inch
That was a
punch.
2-action,
You have 1
1-inch
action
punch.
left. He has 16 hit points remaining.
Okay, but one last trick.
What are you doing with your last action?
I'm attacking.
Normal attack? All right. Flurry of blows?
We can call it that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
This would be my second attack.
No, this is you did a 2-inch punch, so that was 2 actions. 1-inch punch.
Less
Second.
second attack modifier.
Second
Yes,
attack
yes,
modifier,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Ooh, good. 22. That's obviously 34.
Is a miss.
And then I have one more.
Last one.
Oh, damn. That's a fucking 22. Not great.
You cannot stop the balance ever. You have failed. You are never welcome here again because you. That made no sense. You are.
It's not that easy, is it?
No, the speeches are hard. I'm critically failed my diplomacy. I'm so uninvolved. Just shut it, Dad.
Somebody rolled low on his diplomacy check.
Shut all of you. Going home.
Something wrong with his Abdullah
Need some
Oblongata.
catnip? Gosh.
He strikes back. God dang, it's such a big thing to get to you. A 37 to hit.
That does hit.
Second attack is a 31 to hit.
No.
Third and final action, possibly 35 to hit.
One hit.
Just one hit.
Just
Your
one of
armor
those
class
hit.
is 36?
Is.
God dang.
It's got to be cool.
27
Oh, it
points.
feels like-
Okay. Are you keeping track for me, Christopher?
Yes.
Thank you.
And then you see him start to well up and use some of his monk power, and he's going to do some healing of his own on himself if he has the actions left. Your turn.
Does he?
He has no actions left this turn.
Oh, okay. If he. Okay.
Starting.
I gotta knock him unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta murder him.
This is never going to end, I can see, Tarai.
It ends today.
Very well.
It's so just nonplussed.
I thought that was a 1. It's a 7, in fact. That's just a flurry of blows. First action attack is a miss.
Okay.
We'll just say that.
He dodges desperately, desperate to get his healing off.
30 in total.
Is another miss. 2 actions left.
2
Just
actions.
slugging it
Some
out.
of
Just
tired
getting
monks,
tired.
Yeah.
They're just hugging.
The refs break him up.
right.
They so badly just want to cuddle in their little pad, but they're trying to keep them apart.
Doesn't help me.
It's got to get down to you just foregoing monk tactics and you just picking crap up off the floor
Right.
and beating each other with it.
Yeah, there's no respect, no chivalry, just barroom brawl.
Yeah, another.
Any which way but loose.
Another final swing here.
I think you have 2 actions left now. What do you got? What's your roll?
That's not going to do it. It's a plus 20. It's a total of 20. I'm sorry.
Okay. And I think you have 1 more action left.
No.
No? Okay.
that was
That
all.
is the-
You are done. It is his turn. He heals himself not as much as you, but he heals himself 30. He has 46 hit points.
Okay.
And since he doesn't know the capability as well as you, that also took 2 of his actions.
Okay.
So he has 46 hit points. His final attack is a blow upon you that is hopefully going to connect because you, I'm thinking, might be out of healing with a 42 to hit. It's got to be a hit.
That does hit.
Yaru has been punched for 30 points of damage.
Jeez.
He healed the damage exact amount that he dealt.
He sucked it from him.
Yes. That is the last time I saw. It is your turn.
Oh, he actually gets cut off at his time. he gets yanked.
Oh, and also, Chris, roll a d10 for burning damage.
6.
Jeremy, roll a d20. Or can he get rid of it?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. A D10? I was rolling the get rid of it. 4 instead.
Okay.
Sorry.
6.
It's a 10.
Okay.
Because I
Not
rolled
a
a
15.
D20 thinking I was doing the same thing as I
Yaru,
did
your
last
turn.
time, but that
That's
was
right.
What do you got to do?
That's fair. Yep, he just keeps going.
Your
This
health is an
time-
indicator of action here at 59.
59 to
Oh.
42.
Okay.
You understand what happens if you get to 0.
Yes. I understand what happens if he does as well.
Did you try fainting? Try fainting.
No, we are going to do.
Like this.
Okay with that. We'll do a.
Can I cuss through that?
I can't do it with. I think we've discussed this. Key strike and the 1-inch punch. I believe it only goes with the flurry of.
No, I think it just
blows.
goes with your normal strikes.
Okay. Key strike.
Flurry
Key.
of blows.
Yeah, it's a key strike flurry of blows.
Okay.
With a final focus point.
This
Use
is
your
your last one.
panache.
You're not doing the heal.
I'm not healing.
Okay. You're going to do a big
Yeah.
key
I-
strike.
Okay, you know what? We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll heal. First action heals. 56 hit points. Once again.
I thought you were at it.
I have one more.
Wow. Holy Jesus.
You put a lot of points in the
56.
monk magic stuff.
All I
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
is
You
max
low
that out.
stances.
And look at how valuable that's been right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Right now.
One-on-one,
Uh,
hand-to-hand combat.
Uh-huh.
Second action. First attack will be a key strike. Flurry of blows.
So this is your last focus point.
Yes, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm drained. I'm tapped.
Go for it.
Here we go.
And the key strike adds extra damage, right?
Oh.
Is that a 1?
Yeah, it's a natural one.
With
Oh
a
my
natural
God.
one.
I have one more hero point.
You can have one of Sildren's.
Okay. Get it out.
That die goes to dice hell.
Get it out.
Yeah.
We're gonna try a mystical one.
All right, this is a reroll. Good luck.
Reroll. Have to take it. Plus 27. It's not great. It's a 5. So what is that? 32.
32 is
Hit.
a big miss.
Second action. Second attack. Plus 23. Oh goodness.
It's a miss.
33. Damn.
Another miss.
One more action. I will do my last
Regular strike.
regular strike, no key.
All right.
no
Maximum
cheat,
penalty for
no
this.
nothing.
Not bloody likely.
Oh gosh, 21.
Okay.
Sucking it
Wow.
up.
Just tired as all hell. He returns the favor with an assault of swirling stones that come flying at you again,
Okay.
which wounds 3 other monks near behind you as he is now furious, beyond control of his emotions. You need to make a reflex save 33.
Okay. Plus 25. Ugh. 30.
30.
no.
You take only 24 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then he launches a full strength attack against you with a 44 to hit.
That does hit, not critical.
Critical?
No.
No. Smashes you for 34 points of damage. Sorry, I'm looking at the attack roll. 34 points of damage.
Oh man.
Oh,
Okay.
That's
jeez.
That got rid of your healing.
I know.
Yep.
But he is done. He has 42 hit points remaining.
How many hit points does Master Yaru have now?
50.
He's at 58.
58.
Oh my God.
Wow. I healed myself back to 59.
Uh-huh.
What are you
That's-
going to do? This could be your last turn
57, sir.
in the battle,
57? Okay.
in the
57.
campaign.
First 2 actions, 1-inch punch.
Big punch for maximum damage.
7. That's a total of 40.
Is a
That's a
hit.
hit.
Yes.
46 plus 13.
He needed to take
A
fire
D10.
damage.
Want to roll your rolls?
24 plus 13.
2.
2,
No,
4, 2
that's-
fire.
Okay. 24
Uh,
total.
Yeah, it's gone.
19.
Okay, and the fire is gone on him.
Okay, 24 total points of damage.
24.
Yep.
He
We'll
has
say
16 remaining.
5 of that is fire.
And you have
One action.
one
left.
action left.
You do it.
He has
Hadouken!
16 hit points left.
Put him down.
Sweep the
Oh
bag.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm going to attack him.
Just a normal attack?
Yep.
Not a flurry of blows.
Yes, a flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows it is.
With my second modifier and my third.
And then your third. These are not easy to do.
Is that 38? It's a 16, not a 19. It's a total of 38.
38 is a hit. He has 16 hit points remaining.
I'd like to roll the second attack first.
Go for it.
10 and 18
Nope.
is 28. Nope.
All down to this blow.
And the next 3 rounds.
13.
Yes.
16 hit points remaining.
You killed.
He's done. It's 12, 25. hit points.
25. He's all yours. Finish the moment, please.
Yaru has an ability. It's not a key ability. It's not a cat folk ability. It's a humane ability. He has the ability to make his attacks non-lethal. And he's going to choose to do that right now and not kill Tara.
Describe how he is defeated but not killed.
Tarai's hand wraps will be taken from him.
What's the blow? Describe that final
Oh,
blow.
the final blow will be very similar to something we've seen in the 1980s in the hit film The Karate Kid, where
Is it the Karate Kid 2?
it could be all of them. There's always this moment where finally Yaru, our master, has defeated his wronged student, has turned his ways, and comes down right at his neck and allows the 3 winds to knock him unconscious instead of himself.
He collapses. Then there's a
This is a
crunch
sacred blow.
in the
the
rocks. He gets in the fighting pit area, and then all of his little swirling stones just lightly clatter to the ground with no magic supporting them.
They happen to be Aeon stones. Grab them.
Yaru takes his hand wraps from him and will bind him in them, like wrap them around his body.
All right. Everyone at the temple has eyes on you.
My friends, I left you in search for answers. I found some and gained more questions. I cannot move each of you to become the greatest. I cannot persuade you to fulfill the dreams of others. That is what Tadai promised you. The dreams of others, of beings not larger but greater in strength than each of us individually. But this temple has lasted for so long not because of the virtues of one monk, but the tenets of all monks who have learned from this world, who have gone out to the world to gain information and knowledge from every corner of Varen. This is the path we must take, in my eyes. But it is not up to me. We are not a democracy, we are not a dictatorship, we are a temple of found creatures who must work together now to reverse the wrongs that have been done by a corrupted soul.
And he'll move to pick up Tarai and bring him to kind of the west here, what looks like a slab of some kind, a table of an altar, if you will.
Okay.
I do not wish to end his life. I worry that he is far beyond saving. I will ask the masters here what they think his punishment should be.
Kinsey is the first to speak, the old cat, and he says, "Beyond Tarai, what do we do?"
There are greater threats in this world than I have ever seen from the views of this mountain. The dragon Shard Ice has returned, he is correct, but she will not stop, as I said, until every corner of this earth is frozen in ice.
He takes out of his bag, somehow has been carrying this whole time, the tongue of Vodak the White, giant tongue as it is.
Just starts licking.
I'm not touching you.
No, Kinte, no.
The cats are falling at it.
Should be cleaning yourself with it. Just giant.
It's all sandpapery.
This is a symbol of the path I have chosen.
The way of the clean.
To bring Varen back, to give Varen back, not to the ancient creatures who wish it to be only theirs and their kin, but for all of us to have a chance to live in harmony together. This is all I can do is fight for this chance and ask you to join me.
You see a skilled student who wears some of the colors of yours that he has most likely gotten from Tarai. That lineage of training has been passed down. You don't know this student, though. He speaks up and says, "Yes, but what do we do now?"
As I said, some of us can travel to the corners of this plane. But I believe we must take this time to travel, some of us at least, down the mountain to the Dwarven Kingdom and help them recover what was once theirs. They can return this favor in kind, or not.
Kinsey says,
Kind of a weird
backhanded.
A good friend. Wait.
Kinsey says, "You speak of Shadow Hall?
The very same. I've come from there not long ago.
We will set out then and do as you say."
Make no mistake, brothers and sisters. It is not up to me to decide the fate of our temple. I only wish to show you there are several paths, not a single destination as Tarai would have it.
Ignoring you, Kinsey says, "We will follow what Master Yaru says and head to Shadowfall." But they did now, for the first time in a long time, just use your title for the first time. Yeah. You, by the way, feel a pulling sensation towards the gates that you came in and feel that there would be a great deal of movement if you head out that gate at any time.
Well, I'm going to take a nap.
No, Yaru kind of looks at his brethren and nods to the majority of them.
Masters, is there any advice that you could give me, any knowledge you have, against great red dragons? Any sage advice from our books, from your past knowledge? Anything would be useful to me.
They kind of look at each other dumbfounded until the oldest monk of the group, who pretty much doesn't even know what's happened the last few minutes, says, "I want my pudding." He says, I only know one thing, that they have no love of any other dragons and fight amongst their kind when dragons roam the world."
Before I go, can I have that tongue back?
Top 10 things Yaru says in his climactic battle. Before I go, can I have that tongue back? Survey says. All right. You are given back the tongue.
Great.
And everyone's still waiting for you to to lead, to pass on great wisdom. You essentially, Tarai has done the wrong thing, just as you mentioned. He has taken over this leadership concept, which is not part of the temple at all. But they are you've left this gap, so they're all waiting on you. What are you doing here?
He looks to the oldest. When
is the youngest among us?
And they look around, and there's some of the young students come scurrying over.
Are any of them the one that we met earlier in the campaign in the mountain pass?
Oh,
the
yeah,
elven boy?
yeah.
You there. Remind me of your name.
Give me a moment.
I think it was like Sylvan.
Look now.
Is it GIVME? Give me a.
That was a few episodes ago.
On the road to Shadowhall.
Yeah, sorry for that.
His name has totally become
Isn't it like Toby or something?
Kayvon.
Oh.
What was it?
Kayvon.
Kayvon.
Sorry, Kayvon.
Kayvon.
Kevon.
Chivon.
Thank you. Chivon. I like it. We'll keep it.
Chivon.
Starts writing his name
Take
tag
that in.
differently. Damn it. Whatever the master said.
He looks to the youngest.
Kevon. You will learn what you can from our eldest. And in time, I believe that you have the ability to become just as powerful as Tarai thought himself. But with true power, you must seek knowledge first. That is all. Take care, young one.
He nods and has listened to every word very closely.
Goodbye, everyone. I'm not great at goodbyes. It's so hard to say goodbye. So for now, let me say goodbye. And he gets pulled back. He's getting like suctioning up back.
There's one very important thing you must not forget. Oh,
What?
Master Yaru then disappears into a fog, and the wind whips him off, and you instantly fade away. And you have left the temple in a confused bit of unknown chaos all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you see around the book, Master Yaru.
Oh, we do get to
finally
play
appear.
tonight.
Yes. Jeremy's just rolling his eyes, really.
Fine.
Welcome to the club.
You get used to it.
You see Master Yaru appear. Apparently, his journey did not go as smoothly as the rest of yours. Might have hit some tree on the way in or something. And after a moment or two, finally, a disgruntled and have given up all hope Bali returns through.
I don't know what happened. He must have died coming through, and we could. Oh my goodness! What happened to you? I knew your magic's a trouble. Everyone goes through here, gets more damage than I
It's
can.
not me. We're all
Oh,
fine.
look at this poor soul following through your magics.
He clearly did it to himself. That's a lot of wind pain. Only wind does all that. Look at his hair.
Teleporting
His
malfunction.
tail's puffed.
Did anybody else have the sweet garlic chicken?
By the way, I was just not expecting that. By the way, gain a hero point, please.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Straight to the.
Oh, thank God. I'm going to heal myself.
Spit take.
56 points.
Not a focus point. Hero point. Hero point. Hero point.
Hero point for the spit take.
So did that take
Just moments. Just
moments, or,
Just
or
moments.
were we all sitting around doing nothing
You
for
were all
like a
sitting
half
around
an hour?
talking, trying to figure out and playing, worried, and then everyone now finally arrived.
Piercy has been chomping at the fucking bit to get that door open and get out to see what's going on.
Yo,
All right.
it was 6 rounds, guys. That was 37 seconds.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, Piercy, you race
A
over.
lot of time.
It was like 5
That's a presenter? That's a monologue.
You fling open the door to finally see, and your sight falls upon a break that we will go on right now. We will be back
Chucky.
To be continued.
in just a few minutes. We'll see you in a little bit. You are inside the Nexus, all 7 of you. There are 6 heroes and Yelena. Master Yaru is looking quite beat
Yelena's
up.
a hero.
And before he even has time to catch his breath, Piercy is already pushing past everyone and flinging open the door out of the Nexus.
We need to see what is the Mearscon like now.
I agree.
Wait,
It's our home.
please, for the love of God, wait.
And just stepping over on him as they go over.
I can't even fly at this point.
Now that all of us are rested,
Bolly will tend to some wounds.
Okay, you're tending some
knife out.
wounds. The door is flung open. Are you doing risky surgery on him?
Risky surgery. And I have exceeded 40, which means I can now heal you 86 points.
Wow.
man.
Wow.
Because it goes from plus 30 healing to plus 50 healing.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
monster
Amazing.
heals.
Plus 86. That brings me back to 143.
The door is flung open. Outside, Kiersey and Palik right over you, like some weird sitcom situation, poking your heads out through the door.
Hello.
You can see the city of Mearscon, and it is not exactly as you remember. There are buildings on fire. I would say a good half of the Copperdown district is currently aflame. Some of the more richer district that's at the topmost tier has been on fire, but some of it has been put out, and is lots of smoldering smoke. You can see from your perch the boarding house that is beneath you is totally intact. There is a snow that is falling, a light snow. It is a little chilly. It is relatively quiet. You don't hear people or horses. You hear someone yelling off in the distance. You're not sure from where, but there's nowhere near the hustle and bustle of the city itself. You see that you look to your left and look down to the west side of the city, and you see none of the ships at the Long Pier are still there, but there are several burnt-looking timbers and masts sticking out of the water. You see that the Senate Hall, where we had a massive climactic political battle arc many adventures ago, is completely obliterated and gone. You see that the King's Storm Castle has a few towers on it that have been destroyed. Big sections of the stone of the King's Storm Castle have been torn asunder. And it's quite some distance away, but you can just see that. And you also see upon it is a big, great red serpent upon the storm castle. And it then leaps into the air with a big flap of its wings. And this terrific beast then flies up and soars and glides to a more central part of the city. You're able to watch him as the rest of the heroes' heads appear above you looking out the window. And you see this dragon fly up and land with a big crunch into its new lair, which is the Church of Solene, what looks to be heavily damaged. Big sections missing. You can even see orange flames and fire rising up from it. And you see the dragon just kind of nestle into maybe through the roof into the topmost floor. Is what you see.
That makes that was the first thing that Sildren saw that actually made him truly angry at Shell.
we must go see if Phaon is alive. My king! And
Then
say,
he
"Wait,
grabs
wait,
him,
Okay, you have been grabbed.
pulls him back, closes the nexus. We'll be there in a second.
No!
We need a plan.
No!
We need a plan.
No!
We need to
Go
kill that
together.
dragon
Do you
first.
See the dragon? Do you see the dragon?
I am not scared of the dragon.
You should be. You remember the last dragon we fought? It wasn't an easy fight.
If we don't go prepared, all of our deaths and your kings, if he has died, which
Do not say such words.
have been in vain.
I am stronger now.
We are all stronger now, but that dragon can still,
Fuck us up.
yeah, and more.
I don't think the dragon is interested in me.
Oh, you're be a nice little snack for that dragon.
Yeah. and that
Only if he
shell-
can see me.
Piercy, look down. Not at the street, but down at your tabard.
I am going to look down below the street where the tunnels are, where we can go to the castle and see if the king is okay.
Yes, we know you can get us there. We know that you know the city. But as Sildren said, we have to be delicate about how we do this. We need to talk to Phaon if he is alive.
That is where we go.
We must do it together, Piercy. You cannot run off ahead.
In the tunnels, come after me.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Bolly is looking around through the devastation. Are we? We're on top of the boarding house.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So
Which is
when
intact.
when the Nexus is there, the door's closed, no one can see it at all. The door opens, you can see there's an opening, and then you just step out and onto the roof of this 3-story boarding house.
And let's say this boarding house, just for argument's sake, is no longer there. We have been here enough that we would still understand inherently the location of where this thing is.
I'd say so.
Okay,
But I've been wrong.
Bolly's looking around to see if any of these city
There is a map.
defenses, namely the catapults, are still intact. If any of the
Very
catapults are
maps
still
at all times.
intact.
You cannot see any siege weapons from where you're at.
And
Okay.
it looks like the battle is ended, and this dragon is just now chilling wherever it wants to.
Correct.
There was no battle.
Ask.
Xander's kind of
Shouldn't say it in
not
front of
making eye
Malik
contact.
either.
He's definitely working on plans and ideas, and much like I'm doing, just kind of like moving books around, really trying to.
Xana,
A
you're
little
being
guilt
awfully
cleaning.
Xana, you're being awfully quiet. What has you concerned?
We knew it was going to happen.
You knew this was going to happen.
Piercy, no,
Do you
we
think
can't
any one of
fight
us
amongst each other.
could
We
made
have
a
to be on one
difference?
side.
Any single one of us?
Well, me, yeah.
The only difference that we can make is when we're together. Xander did the right thing by finding us. Otherwise, he would be somewhere in this devastation and have made not a whit of difference.
Are there fires
Our
going on?
No offense,
Yes.
Xander, but our strength is in each other.
That's what I said.
Yelena is shaking her head behind Xander.
Piercy, get us to the tunnels.
Yep.
And then if we go.
Quietly and swiftly.
Am I fit to travel, Bolly?
You're as good as I can make you. Unless you want to spend another hour on top of this little terrace.
Hour
No,
couldn't
no, we
hurt.
can't
an
stay-
Hour, an hour couldn't hurt.
No.
A focus point or two. Who knows?
If you stay by yourself.
You did get one focus point back for 10 minutes because that's how long it takes to do your risky surgery.
Okay. But I used all 3. Does that not have?
Just give one.
Get one back.
I can keep doing every 10 minutes too, so we can spend 10
But
minutes
he-
and
but
heal
he
you
can't
again.
gain focus.
Piercy
Nice.
opens the door of the Nexus
That's fine.
and hops out opposite of where the dragon is, so that the building,
Like the chimneys and all that stuff are blocked. Is that what you're-
yes,
Okay.
and hops all the way to ground level.
Oh, just drops down.
Yes.
So there's like a dangerous, like 1 foot gap between the door and then there's a drop, but there's a little bit of a space where if you were drunk, you could slide all. Piercy just intentionally does that and just slide. There's a couple gasps and he just drops. Sildren, there is a tug on your arm and Yelena pulls you aside and says, Sildren, I don't know when we'll have another chance or if we'll have another chance, but I wanted to know, what did you mean back there at the Giant's Towers? When what you said to me? Yeah, look at your notes, bitch.
Which part, Yelena?
You said that something about me being made into a weapon.
Oh, I never said anything like that. But we are all
I'll check my notes.
we are all in our own way weapons against the evils that we have been facing. You are no different in that. You are a part of us. You have traveled, you have fought with us. Therefore, you are a member, a defender. We as defenders are all, in a sense, weapons. We are guards. We are shields against the darkness that is quickly coming. That dragon out there is part of that darkness. And we should fear it. Because it can, and if we take a single misstep, will destroy us. We walk a razor's edge. We must temper ourselves with as much knowledge, strength, and unity we can in the times to come. We will fail. We will all die if we cannot fight together against what seeks to destroy this realm. And there are many evils that do. And at this time, there are very few creatures that are anything other than victims or weapons. And in this time, you, Yelena, soon to be Master Sorceress, are a weapon, as we all are. And Silver just walks out.
Yeah.
That's good.
She
Yeah.
has something important to say, but is lost in your words, and you pull her away from her concern. And you guys all leave. And I'll follow Piercy straight down and taking
Nope.
No, okay.
That stupid mouse.
Yeah, Silver takes a more reasonable route.
All right. You step out onto the lightly snow-covered roof of the boarding house, make your way down a widow's walk down into the third floor, second floor, first floor. You hear very few people in this boarding house. You step out onto the streets. You hear the clatter of hoofs as some rider goes riding by, and no one else do you see on the streets. It is just the 7 of you. And Yelena is staying close to you, Sildren. Not close to the other gnome.
Sildren,
You can
where's
track Piercy,
where's
right?
Piercy?
Where is Piercy? Is Piercy right there? Yeah. Exactly.
That's inside the room.
Air density, my ass.
You're reading it wrong.
Totally. What's the accuracy on this thing? What's the GPS? Like a 46-foot. Is it military grade status?
I believe it really is military grade status.
Latitude,
Let's see.
longitude.
Status.
Is it preceded with a
Where are you, status?
You have to a status.
Status. As long as you and the target are on the same plane of existence and both alive, you remain aware of its present state. You know the target's direction from you, distance from you, and conditions affecting it. And that is 1 day, and that's this entire party that I have tracked out.
So he knows.
So I know where you are, what you're doing, and how you're feeling about it.
All right. Pretty cool. You know where he's at. He is. You were heading through the tunnels. Is that correct?
I'm waiting. I know they
Impatiently.
can't.
Opening a manhole cover.
Piercy
right?
knows they cannot get down as quick as he did, so he is taking advantage of the moment to, kind of just get his bearings.
He comes out of a general store that's been door left open.
Uh,
doing
yeah.
his shopping
Yeah.
with his
pouches full.
Yeah, reloaded cheek pouches. And he arrives there. All right, Piercy, you're taking them down into some sewer action?
Yeah.
You do so. You lead your friends down into the sewers that he knows extremely well and make your way through some sort of damn Shawshank quote. I can't remember. And comes out the other side. You make your way through different little chambers, rises. It smells dreadful. And you reach a point where you are able to get to one of the lairs of your kind and can ask some of your kin what the current status is. So what is your diplomacy? I'm just curious. Diplomacy modifier?
26.
With a huge 26, you step into this small lair and see their bedding and all this, and there are a whole bunch of dead Yosoki lying about. Not a single one alive. There's at least a dozen of them dead. Only one wearing the tabard of the king. The rest are women and young children Yosoki.
Oh, thank God I have no family.
How does it appear that they died?
Make a medicine roll.
Bully just steps back.
Smells crispy.
Deliciously.
Could silver-
38.
Okay.
Really? You have a huge medicine.
I rolled a 19 as well.
Nice. They were torn apart by the claws of the damned. And there's no reason in the world that would ever happen to these people. It makes no sense.
When you say claws of the damned.
The dead.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I must sit.
Children takes Xander and gets him behind him out of piercing sight.
I'm oh, this is it's not good. But how? And down here, very, very safe. How did they get found?
Bully is checking the dead and checking how the dead might have gotten through or in. So, like disturbed earth, did they come through the walls, descend through the ceiling, that kind of.
Make a perception roll, which we never do.
I think 36.
36, and I'll give you a +1 because you made the tink sound.
Make tink sounds, guys. It's fun.
You can see as you're doing some sleuthing, there is damage that was done to the earth that was upheaved. I'm thinking a visual similar to that weird mysterious shack in Starship Troopers where they come across the unearthed ground that the bugs came up through, that kind of a thing. You know, with the guy with the hole in his head?
Here, they came through here. All of them. One big onslaught. Very sorry,
From
PC.
under.
Where are they, though?
The pits must be.
I didn't see any tracks. They must have come out the way they came.
We must be prepared to face them.
That must have been the Varans. We find them and we fight them, and then we go and we see the king. Disobey.
You continue on. It's a long journey again underneath the city. You think you hear off in the distance a huge bellow of thunder, even though it is snowing, but then you identify it as the grumble of a dragon off in the distance. You continue on underneath the city. It is warmer here than the light snow above, for sure. And you come across another warren of the Yosoki of Piercy's kind. And as you do, there are about 7 more dead civilian Yosoki here that have been slaughtered and some torn asunder. This is almost directly underneath the castle storm. And before you can react or investigate in anywhere here, a die is tossed. And it is tossed at Piercy. And that's going to be good enough. You take 16 points of piercing damage, Piercy, as a crossbow bolt is fired out of a long corridor and strikes you.
Ah! That's what I say.
Okay.
Who's there? Does Piercy have any idea where it came from?
You can see that the side of the crossbow has been pulled back down a side door about 80 feet down a small narrow corridor that heads towards the storm castle. You can just see like the half of the crossbow sticking out as someone has it down on the ground and is reloading it.
Piercy runs that way.
Okay, you run that way. The crossbow is reloaded, and make an initiative roll for me.
Initiative is what? I don't ever roll initiative.
I know. It's your perception.
Perception, yeah.
Doesn't matter. Rolled a terrible 2. You're good. You come racing around, and the guy has his crossbow halfway up, and you're able to stop and grab onto him, and he is about to shoot you again, but you can hold on to it, and you recognize this man, and it is Lord Iendamore.
Whoa.
Old graybeard ally of the group.
Yeah.
Stop it. It's I. It's Percy.
Oh, how? What? Oh, and he
Have the same questions for you.
he drops the crossbow and it fires off again. Sorry, Brett. And he comes over and wraps his arms around several of you. He knows Sildren. He knows Xander. He knows.
You would know Pierce.
He would know Piercy, but not as King Phaon thing.
Pretty much it.
That's it then. Yeah. I think that's it. So he is grateful to see you 3. So what is that? The north side of the table?
Their true allied side. but-
Yes. It is so good to see you. How are you here?
It's no time. Where's the king?
The king is safe. He's with me. Come, I'll take you.
Excellent. But first, where's the rest of my family?
He leads you this way and says, "There's no time for that. You must see the king," and takes you down a couple corridors. These are stone corridors, secure corridors used for storage. In this case, used as a mini bunker. He knocks on a door, opens it up. There is a young Yosoki cousin of yours whose name you can't quite remember, but he's the only one. There should have been maybe half a dozen that you've passed already by now, but he's the only one there. Beyond is another old human guard in the king's uniform or garb, and then you see King Phaon himself is there on a ramshackle bed in the storage room. There's dusty barrels nearby, some old dilapidated crates and some sacks. He is on the bed, and he is bleeding profusely from the missing stump of his left arm has been gone.
Even
He
worse now than when we found you the first time.
Piercy rushes over, takes off his hat, bends a knee down by the king's arm, and uses his healer's gloves on the stump of where the king's
Grow
arm
a new
was.
king.
And do you want me to let you know about how much that is?
No, that's fine. You were able to stop the immediate bleeding with great success.
My king, it is I, it's a Percy von Skeeton Lever.
He blinks from his uncomfortable rest. What? It's you. We're hold the door. Don't let anyone in. What's the situation?
I came as soon as I could. Yendamore, he is here too. He's been protecting you.
And Yendamore comes over and says, "My king, the defenders of Navarre are here. They will protect you. They will protect the city." And King Phaon says, "The defenders? All of them?"
Yes, Your Highness.
And technically it's Baran.
I was able to retrieve them all so that we could come and defend Mearscon.
That is the voice of the gnome sorcerer Xander. Only I had both hands to slay you myself. Bring me, Yendamore, bring me the king's sword and place it in my one good hand. He can't even see where you're at.
Hang on. Yari was going to use a skill called No Cause for Alarm.
Gives Xander a little pat on his shoulder. Like, yeah, it's okay, bud.
Is this a bad time to restore his arm?
It's a bad time to ask for a raise, my king.
I can fix you right up. Arms and all.
I feel like I've got you at a bad time. I can come
And
back
we do
later.
$15 an hour now. Times being as they are.
It benefits. How's your dental?
Did you want to make a no call for? You have to make a roll.
Yeah, it's against his frightened condition. I don't know if that.
You have to make a roll though.
Yeah,
what is that
I'm
roll?
just not sure if that applies here.
Sure.
Okay. It is against his will DC.
What's the roll? Diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Yeah,
Roll.
sorry. Ooh, that's pretty good. That would be a 35, 37, I'm sorry.
37. He starts to grumble and just stops his conniption fit and his struggle and stops reaching out with his hand. And Lord Endemore just puts his hand in the king's hand, and that calms him down with your words. And the king then lays back down, closes his eyes, and just starts mumbling confused order. But he's calmer now and not asking for Xander's head.
I'm going to stay quiet.
He whispers into the king's ear.
You
Theon,
be okay.
if I may.
The floor is yours.
You feel wronged by Xander's actions.
Well, you should.
But Phaon, everything we have done since going west, we have done in your name.
See?
We, these defenders and others, Phaon, fought to bring you back into power, hoping you could help unite Navarre and bring at least some of the nations of Varen against Shale, Charais, or a greater threat still unknown.
This is Yaru, by the way. He's very, very helpful.
The king is barely conscious right now, by the way.
Bali is beginning to cast a ritualized spell.
Okay.
But you left the fate of Navarre in the hands of a 12-year-old boy, Phaon. A powerful sorcerer, but a child nonetheless.
Leave him alone, says Lord Endemore. He needs his rest.
There is nothing we can say to bring back the lives of those lost, Endemore.
God, let's leave him. Leave him to the priest.
I agree, Yaru. This may not be the time.
Everyone out. The dwarf priest will tend to him.
Be a better time.
Percy,
Chastise
He's
the
not
king.
hearing anything you're saying.
Percy escorts Yaru out.
He'll need his rest. If
Also-
you want this king to come back.
There's one more fire, and apparently it's my video. I am red and splotchy like a sunburned Santa Claus, it looks like.
That's
It
bad.
looks
Pretty much
pretty bad
normal.
on mine.
You look like a Bazooka Joe comic strip.
It looks really bad.
It's just rosacea. That's all it is. It's
It's a
perfectly
light
natural.
little flambe on the Game Master.
Condensation.
Let's tweak that little filter if we can. Anyways, thank you.
Yaru will allow Percy to let him out.
Okay, everyone is outside of the room. Now I look pasty white, but I'll take that. Thank you. Everyone is outside the room now. Lord Endemore is there with you, except for Bali, who's still casting a ritual. Lord Endemore says, what's the plan, lads?
Is it safe to say there are no defenses left except for us?
There are a few of wizards left in the city. Many were slain. But there are a few left that I can contact that are waiting for word for some sort of last-ditch defense.
Are they from House Relmar?
Yes.
Who I believe Xander is a community member of?
He does have a
Council
seat at the
member?
table.
Yes, I am a member of the Council of House Relmar.
Then you could easily inspire them. They number less than half a dozen, is my understanding. And there are no soldiers left, and then to no surprise, the town guard, which was slain weeks ago, was replaced by the Brotherhood, and they obviously turned tail once anything happened here with this shale dragon.
Wrong? Right, rather.
I can contact House Relmar. We can start working together and finding out what weaknesses they understand and what magics we can start putting together. They know the city better than anyone.
There's only one weakness to fire.
None are left of the King's Yard.
There are just a handful, and he points to some young, 16-year-old kids that are dressed in ill-fitting outfits.
Are they?
Some of them have
Yusoki?
seen too
Nope.
many winters.
The rest too few.
And he says, come. And he points particularly to Xander and Sildren, and motions toward down the corridor, down another left, another right, again, deep beneath the castle. You can hear some thunder sound off in the distance, you know not to be thunder. He opens up a door, and you see they have turned a huge storage warehouse beneath the castle into a makeshift morgue, where there are a bunch of bodies, some covered, some not. There are a few that are wrapped up, and Lord Iendamore, with some of these young soldiers, if you will, young kids that are now the last of the Kingsguard, are there. He comes and says, I also bring news I am regret to pass along, but I feel that now is the time more than ever to tell you. Your friend, Captain Heavybringer, fell in battle. He was slain by Shale, the guard. There was an attack, a battle several weeks ago against Shale that appeared to have been impromptu, and Shale slew many men. So Captain Heavybringer, then the last of the soldiers and warriors of the king, gathered his city guard to make one last-ditch effort to stop this dragon before more damage could be done. And unfortunately, he was slain. Sildren, you see a young guy behind Lord Iendamore shaking his head that you believe to be sadness. But then you see there's something more of a frustration look on this guy's face. And I thought it was important for you to know. He gave his life for his king and for his country.
You see the remains signal?
And he takes you over to a well-wrapped body and undoes a quick little buckle and opens up this blanket thing, and you see Ignal lies there.
Oh. Soden gets down on one knee and puts his hand up on Ignal's head and does a prayer for him, and also casts Gentle Riposte.
What does that do?
Just preserves the body.
Oh,
Just
all right.
prevents it from decaying. Also prevents it from becoming undead.
Good. Seth is glaring at me.
Um,
You also notice when you cast that and you put the blanket back over him after you cast your Gentle Riposte, you see he was burned badly. You also see his throat was cut.
What?
Okay. I don't really, show any reaction to that. But I do, kind of ceremonially kind of cover him back up and stuff. And I'm inspecting his body now, suspiciously while I'm, casting my Gentle Riposte and covering his body back up to see if there's any other bits of information that I might be able to glean on that.
Sildren, he was one of you. I remember him.
Indeed.
He was the handsome dwarf.
I wouldn't go that far, but
But he was one of us at
He
the
was.
time.
he was a defender.
Should we check his body to see if he has anything useful?
God, you're looting your own goddamn corpse.
Yep.
That's a new low.
Yep.
It's what Ignal would have wanted. Yes.
If he doesn't give you a hero point right now, you're taking mine.
All right,
Because
go ahead and have a hero point.
deserve it. You deserve a hero
Jesus
point.
Christ.
Can we loot him?
His corpse starts rolling in its grave.
It's been reposted.
We need all the help we can get right now.
Why do you think I did that? Just so I wouldn't upset the spirit as we ruthlessly loot
on
him.
his axe.
While I'm ruthlessly looting my former friend's corpse, do I, other than equipment, do I find out any other information about, to add to the fact that his throat was slit?
No.
Okay.
Make a medicine roll, which is, I believe, nature for you.
It is. 32.
Nope.
33?
Nope.
Okay.
While Xander is, while Sildren is looking at Iggy's body, Xander will go over and speak with the soldier that looked like he was frustrated. When
Yeah,
Inamor was
young
so-
lad.
Young lad.
Oh, get into it.
Did you serve with Captain Ignol?
Yes, sir, I did.
He was a good man. I served with him before he started working for the king. He was a defender of the realm.
That's what I heard. I'm recruit Turi, sir.
Tari, it's nice to meet you. You seem a little upset about Lord Yenamor's story. Did you want to tell me what happened?
He died in battle, sir.
Yeah, but the battle damage that I see looks like it got him from behind, and that was not a dragon that cut that throat.
I don't know. Make a diplomacy roll, please.
Yeah.
You know a lot for a man who's not been told any of that.
I was behind you this whole time. You know what? I rolled a 2, and it can't get much bit worse than a 2, so I'm going to spend
Can't
a
do
hero
worse.
point.
I don't know if it's appropriate.
It's a 2! So with diplomacy, that is a 25.
For me to discuss the matters of the captain's death.
When would it be appropriate?
Is Sildren done with his thing?
Yes.
Um,
Oh wait, Sildren may be done, but Palik had a question. She is right-clicked and select loot all on.
Uh-huh.
I have just brought up Fantasy Grounds for the
Oh
first
my
time in a
God!
long time. There is a small bag of holding that can be taken. There is
Oh, I need one of these.
a feather token fan.
No, that was used.
No, that was used. All right, so that's gone. There is there is an oil of weightlessness. Oh yeah, there's several big things that were taken.
Sure.
Things happen. This is war. There are two interesting things though that were not. Weapon gone, armor gone. However, there is a ring of energy resistance. And you know what it was?
Yes, I do.
What?
Fire.
Fire frickin' resistance.
Yep.
It's not much. I think it's just 5, but 5 fire resistance.
That's something.
That is
Whoa.
something.
And then the last thing that Palik finds underneath his little his green
There's-
collar there
There was one other minor thing that I think you'll give me too, but
Okay.
that was the
is
number
a
one.
Meyer pin.
Yep.
And what's the other
He
thing?
also had a spyglass that Pleek would hopefully
Yeah.
like to find.
Got it. All
Okay.
yours. Wow. Fun.
Gracie would like to use quick coercion on this young
On my guy?
soldier. Yeah,
All right.
soldier.
That's a
Turi?
whole different take. That's intimidation.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yep, here's just not
No,
a good
don't
move.
roll. Go for it.
What was his name? What's your name?
Tori.
When you're intimidating, doesn't
Tariq.
matter.
To read.
It's
Tim
listen,
Tari.
I do not believe you're being quite honest with my friends here, and I don't believe that that you necessarily hold necessarily hold the level of honor that I think you need to have on what you have on here, representing King Veon. And if I were to get back to him, that I don't think you're worthy, I think you might find yourself without the tabard and without the head that holds the tabard on your body.
All right. That normally is going to need a lot more time, and Lord Endemore would interrupt that, but it is a quick coercion feat. So before anyone can even react, this young recruit might make intimidation +2.
$26. Do I need a hero point?
I don't know.
What was the roll?
My 25 didn't do much.
When you use a hero point, you roll that.
Good luck.
Good luck. There's the reroll.
30.
Total of 30. He says he was killed by the captain's second in command. Now acting Captain Govan.
Golvin.
Where is Golvin?
I don't know. Last I heard, he was trying to protect some art or something for the king.
Why did Govan kill?
How would I know? But I saw him. Ignal was badly hurt and was dragged back. We were back at the fort, not far from the castle where the dragon's lair was, up north. And he and several others were badly hurt. And then I was left behind, and Govan told us to leave, and he would take care of the wounded and say some sort of rite or something. And then I came back in, and then I saw him cut Ignal, Captain Heavybringer, but he didn't see me. And I saw it. So don't tell the king.
Is this traitorous scum in the city?
Sildren goes and asks Yandamar where Captain Govan is at this moment.
He says, I'm not quite sure. He opens up the door and calls out to one of the very few other young men out there. Where is acting Captain? Oh, he's right here. You hear some footsteps. Captain.
I have business with this man. Any of you can choose to remain. And Sildren.
Palik is still right behind you.
Yeah, so where Sildren interrupts his path and basically will is there like a room nearby?
Right now, the whole group is inside this giant storage room morgue filled with bodies, almost mummified bodies everywhere, almost stacked on top of each other. Here's the door Lord Endemore is motioning for. In comes a slightly overweight guy who looks like he's been working really hard today, by the way.
As he's starting to walk in, Sildren is moving to intercept him.
All right, he's at the door. Lord Endemore says, "Can we have a moment of your time,
Sildren
Captain?"
just basically starts walking him straight back.
Okay. Out into the hall away from the room.
Yes.
Okay.
And doesn't look back, assumes that his party is behind him, though, based on words and demeanor. But is there a room outside of here that I can push him into, basically?
I would do the opposite. Bring him in, and then you've got a room.
Undress this motherfucker.
Then you've got just
front of
Lord
everyone.
Endemore and Tari to deal with, if that helps at all.
Okay. Well, another public execution might just be up Sildren's alley.
So Lord Endemore's like, "Oh my!"
And then Sildren basically just grabs him by the back of the head and brings him inside.
What the hell?
Tell me why you killed Ignal Heavybringer.
Oh my! What is
Or
this? Says Lord
You
Endemore.
will die in moments.
Lord Endemore
Make
says,
your decision now.
Lord Endemore is getting in the way. Hold on now.
Sildren just pushes him out of the way.
Okay.
He's like,
Oh.
you have a few seconds to find the truth if you want to survive another minute.
Make intimidation +4. I don't think this is Sildren's expertise.
Sounds great in your head.
And meanwhile, there's but there's energy starting to crackle over his hands at the same time because there's spells coming,
All right.
power coming up from inside.
From behind, Sildren can Palik give an intimidating glare.
Yes.
It's that gesture, right?
Yes.
The demoralizing gesture. Motherfucker!
You don't need to roll, right? You just
Intimidating glare, you do.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you do?
33.
33 is good enough. He says, hold on now. Just everyone relax for a bit. There's some misunderstanding.
Yaru is next to Ignal's body and is pointing to it. Explain yourself.
The only misunderstanding is the fact that you have about another 30 seconds to live if you don't immediately tell us the truth. And then you may have about 2 days to live.
It wasn't me. It was me, but it wasn't me. I was paid to make sure he didn't come back.
And who paid you?
I was paid by a member of the Voss family, a man named Montre.
Oh my fucking god.
and you betrayed the captain of the guard. In this time, when dragons are assaulting your city, when your king lays injured, you are assassinating the captain of your guard because you were paid to do so. Is that correct?
He was mortally wounded and he didn't feel a thing.
Piercy wants to tumble behind.
You
I'm not a smart man.
have sealed your fate. And Sildren will cast a 5th level Searing Light.
Oh, point blank.
Yeah.
Don't roll the hit, just roll the damage. Actually, roll the hit, and if you get a 30
Critical.
or higher, it's a critical. You're guaranteed to hit no matter what you roll.
That will be a 32.
That's a critical hit.
And it is at 5th level.
Ouch.
What are you doing? I told you the truth.
Yeah, you did. Good
Do you happen to be undead too?
Yeah.
Oh, good lord, lots of sixes.
10, 15, 25, 35, 38 points of damage, fire damage.
Okay. A critical hit with 30.
Oh, yeah, 38, double that. I'm sorry. 76.
76. Would you like to describe what happens to this person?
Yeah, I would actually. It's basically Sildren grabs him by the back of his head and basically shoves like his hand right over his mouth and casts Searing Light, so it goes internal. Basically,
like you don't even see it, but you see it come out like the backside first.
yeah, it's there's just this really low glow about him for a few moments, like he's very angelic as this horrid expression of pain crosses his face, but he can't scream because it's being covered by Sildren's spell. And then he just sort of like loses all strength in his body, and it just sort of just goes numb, like goes limp, and Sildren just releases, and he just falls dead to the ground.
There is a gasp from Yelena. There is a scream from Recruit Turi as he runs out the door, and Lord Endemore says, "What madness is this? These are the worst times I've ever seen."
That man killed the captain of the guard and was paid to do so by old enemies of his. And in this time, can be nothing less than the ultimate treason when this city is under siege and the king has fallen. This man deserved more than the death he got.
Make a diplomacy roll +1, please.
That's going to be 18 plus 13, 32, 31.
And Lord Endemore relaxes a bit and continues to be an ally of the defenders.
Now we have a dragon to deal with, and like Sildren turns and leaves.
All right, grab a hero point.
Wow.
Malik's gonna spit on his body. That's right, motherfucker!
Okay.
Palik, loot that man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You find a amount of 400 gold. What would that be? 40 platinum on him. That was the value of Ignal Heavybringer's life.
40 platinum.
Wow. Nice work.
That's
Now,
Lordy
Piercy,
Endemore, I need to contact House Relmar. What's the best way to reach them? Currently.
Call him collect.
Lord Endemore still shaking a bit. I can have a runner send a message.
No. If we go in the tunnels.
Can you get us there?
Yes.
Runner, send your own message. He jokes. What is your plan? You have saved this king and this kingdom once before. How do you do this again?
In this case, I think we kill a dragon.
Piercy uses messenger and what's it called?
Animal messenger.
Animal messenger to summon a rat, a sewer rat.
Okay.
Xander, what is the message?
It's time to gather in defense of the city. Use cold. Be prepared. One day. Do I have any more characters?
It's a tweet, damn it.
144 only.
Maybe an emoji.
Smiley face.
A little poo.
Poo emoji. Fire! Fire emoji.
Shouldn't it be ice?
Yeah, ice fire emoji. Ice emoji.
Use ice emoji.
Just send it. Just send the rat.
Percy rolls it up, ties it around the rat's back, and off it goes.
All right.
One day.
Why are we waiting a
Wait,
day?
No, that's good. That's better. That's better for me. That's better for
It's better for all of us.
What's going on with the king and Bully?
You have finished casting this ritual you've been casting for quite some time. What is this magic?
This magic is known as regeneration.
We are not level 5 pretty kick-ass heroes or level 10 huge masters of our craft. These are level 14 characters. What does this do?
If I'm gonna read the actual text.
Restore 1d6 regal
Limbs.
limbs.
Yeah, so that is the intent.
matter
behind
what.
this.
I have it for you here if you want, Crystal.
I've got it right
Okay.
here. Thank you, though. Target temporarily gains regeneration. This lasts for 1 minute. Regeneration 15, rather. Restoring 15 hit points to it at the start of each of its turns for however long you guys were dealing your thing. The king was just healing. The important part, the reason why I cast this, is the latter portion of it. Every time this creature gains hit points from regeneration, it also regrows damaged or ruined organs and limbs that can be reattached. And this creature cannot die during the duration of the spell.
All right. You see his bandages start to bulge and move, and I don't know why I just go right to freaking Deadpool.
Yeah.
And the limb starts to grow, and flesh starts to grow. You can see bones start to morph, and the burnt flesh, clawed off flesh is gone, and it looks more pink and starts to grow. And given time, he will have full function probably by the next day or two.
Okay.
Good call on the one day.
And Sildren did leave, by the way. But
Yeah.
He went to go basically spy on the dragon. He's gonna start.
Before you get too far, Palik throws some shit into this extra bag of holding and gives it to you. So you now have Ignal's bag of holding. You have your shitty sword back, and you have some +1 leather armor that Palik has been hauling around for your ass.
Appreciate it. It's been
for,
very nice
like,
of you.
30 episodes.
Do you wanna give me the gold that was mine as well, or are we just gonna keep that?
What gold?
Yeah. What gold? and
Searing
pink?
light level.
Yeah. It's party's gold.
Okay.
Come here, I want to put my hand over your mouth.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it now.
Question for Sildren. Where is Shunka in all this? Just in the pocket?
So far.
Yeah.
Pocket. Shunka's just pocketed.
The pocket is really freaking cool for
Pocket dimension.
having a pet.
Yeah.
So you have a pocket dimension and a bag of holding. Pretty fun.
The pocket caters to the pet.
I like
Yeah.
this.
Oh, it's only a pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only for a
Yeah,
pet.
it's specifically for
Oh,
for
okay.
Shunka. It has like a day, like I think, like a day's worth of air. It has food, water, basically everything Shunka needs to survive. He's able to survive in my vestige, my druid vestment.
Lifestyle.
boarding, it's Shunka boarding.
Yeah.
As a funzie, though, I think I was permitted to have the spell as well, so I actually have it in my spell list.
Nice.
So if I need to,
Yep.
it should go on.
Will it work for
Does
Palik?
it work on cats?
I like what you did back there, Sildren.
Uh,
You should have left him with his throat cut, though.
Ignal
That
is
fucker.
a defender and a brother of ours.
Yeah.
That man deserved every bit of his death and more, especially at this time. Senseless.
Just go feed him to the dragon.
Lordy Endemore.
We bring you bearing
Yeah.
gifts, pre-charred, just how you like it.
It's from the inside.
Speaking of dead, though, there was a whole fight. The claw marks that were on the king and everything. There was other fighting happening here. Where's those? Was that battle completed?
You're talking to Lord Indamore?
I am.
He says, there was a great battle. Many were killed. Most of the town has fled. I was not far and raced into the castle when I saw it happen. The serpent crashed right through, destroying towers and stone, and its head burst through into the king's chambers itself. He wanted to continue the fight. I was not much to convince. I had to physically pull him away with several of the guards, or he would have been dead as well.
So it was the dragon that hurt the king?
Yes.
Not the undead?
No.
Where are they? Is there anything else that's been happening underground since you've been down here, or is this just where you keep your storage? And unfortunately, bodies.
This is where we've retreated.
And you've been safe this whole time?
Far from safe. There's the dragon.
But, the enemies down here that killed my other kin in some of the other tunnels, where they come from and where they go.
I've heard little of it.
Not gonna do it.
I've heard little of it. I don't know. We have much bigger threat above.
Do not underestimate the threats from all sides, below, and
I don't understand what he's saying.
Something about blue and red. I think blue.
Okay.
it's a wonderful world.
Yes, it is.
We should get Molly back and see if he's okay if we attack sooner or later.
Yeah, you mentioned that the castle itself is partly in ruins.
Yes.
It's the dragon is making its home in the Church of Solene, which is not far from us.
The other thing that really pissed off Soldier too.
Yeah,
'cause
for
he's,
sure.
Like,
Maybe
not.
But I'm just wondering if there's a tower still intact.
Here at the Castle of the
yeah.
Storm? Yes.
Okay. If that's, I don't know if that's where you were heading, Sildren.
Um,
Yaru is gonna.
Someplace where I can be low key protected, but still have a good.
Well, Yaru is.
So
gonna
it sounds
suggest
like that. Yeah. If there's a way to get into the tower in case like the dragon's flying over and goes, "Oh hey, Sildren, how's it going? You know, you want to talk for a little bit?" And I'm like, "No, I'd rather not," and so I can get away quick. You know.
Anybody have an invisibility spell
I can.
that you can cast on me?
You don't have it today.
Well,
though,
like
right?
not right this
Right,
second.
right.
I can pay you on Tuesday.
Okay.
And Alistair, viewer SG Print asks, were you
Yeah.
totally going to do Cotton Eye Joe?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
I saw, yeah,
All
I
right.
saw my son. He set me up. With, where did you come from? Where did you go?
All right.
Yeah. So Yaru.
Where do you want to go, Yaru?
Well, with like Sildren said, we must check on this dragon. We are going to wait a day. It has been patient for years, it seems, but suddenly it made its move. I'm worried that it might make another.
True Davarans. In the tunnels, if we can find it, we can get there.
I don't want to get to the dragon right now. If we're going to wait a day, we need to go somewhere we can see it, not be seen by it. At least one of us must be on the lookout at all times.
I can be sneaky.
What level of the city is the Church of Solene?
Great question. The answer may surprise you.
Find out in part 2.
It is church. Nope.
Church
ten-
of Nope.
Top 10 districts, you'll find the Temple of Selene. Number 6 may surprise you.
Right. Church of Selene's in the Colonnade District. Colonnade District is in the northeast side of town, which means it is in the middle tier, most northeast section.
But not upper.
Not the uppermost. There's only one high-end district that's up there.
We take the tunnels to what's the name of that high end district?
Everman is the highest.
Everman? We take the tunnels to the Everman.
Is that smart though? I mean, we know there's been undead down there.
Up. We're going up.
But we don't know. They've been in this. The undead has been in the sewers. That's all we've seen in the sewers.
I cannot tell you if the undead are there, but it's the only place that we can go, where we be in the tunnels, yet still at a dragon's eye view.
Here, so you know this city better than anyone, except for maybe you, Palik.
Let's just tomorrow. Let's stay here, help these ones, and then tomorrow we just walk into the middle of the town and raise some fists, kill this dragon.
Why tomorrow we do this, and today...
Cause some of our me and you are fine. We're always
It's
fine.
called spell slots. Hello.
A little stupefaction.
We're the greatest and the second greatest swordsmen that have ever lived. We're always good. But some of the rest of the party needs to. I mean, did you see Yaru? I don't know what he got up to, but
I'm waiting for Tuesday to get here so I can get paid.
I'll pay you.
Is Bolly out with the group?
Yes.
I have a suggestion. I said that right. Dragons, terrible and greedy, and they like their high spots. But the one thing every dragon has in common is they all have to eat. And that makes one particularly vulnerable, I think. And where is the Endemore? You! Do any of the catapults work?
I do not know that there, and even if they do, there are no soldiers to man them.
what are we? We're the greatest soldiers that have ever been.
I'll ask. Acting.
Next tactic.
Acting Captain Tari. Things are getting bad. Go do an inventory of all siege weapons in the city immediately.
What's your idea, Bolly?
Well, I'd like to start with a rude awakening, a little knock on the head with a giant bit of stone. That would make me happy.
Oh.
But also distracted by whatever food. I imagine it's already raided the stables. But
There's a
Just
nicely
put
charred
that out there.
body, freshly charred, that we could use.
are dragons prone to eating the dead?
Make a nature roll.
How about a
Or-
dragon lore roll?
Do you have dragon lore?
I have dragon lore.
Then make that roll.
Yeah.
Even better.
Make a good dragon lore roll, please.
It's just silly that my nature
Or
is
you
actually a
just
little higher, but I'm
Half
still going to
the
roll
soldiers
dragon lore.
shoot
Well, I'll
with
give you deeper
natures
information.
Through the roof.
Pretty good roll. What is that? 18 on there? That's
What?
not too bad. 34.
That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yes, they absolutely do. They eat in gorging waves that can last decades. So it's all a matter of, has this feast ended? It can sometimes take days or weeks, and is it ready to chill out or not? That you don't know.
Bolly, what if we took this freshly charred body we just stumbled upon? What if we poisoned it and sent it to him?
That's possible. Yeah. We need a lot of bodies, though.
We have a lot of bodies.
We do.
What would something like Bright Lotus do to a dragon?
Make it real horny.
That's going to be an interesting evening.
Dragon forming up.
Wow.
That's a mental image I did not need.
These late night hours.
Hard.
Polymorph is losing.
There's
losing
room for a third, Xander. I think that's a Patreon episode, guys.
You gotta pay.
You
for
gotta
that one.
pay.
That's
for
an
that one.
OnlyFans episode.
Inglorious After Dark.
You have no earthly idea. I don't care what your alchemy skill may be. No earthly idea.
Come on. If you
That
got
was a great
if you
idea.
have a chance to get it on with the dragon, you don't say no. That's all I'm saying.
Your dragons are usually strange
Good.
men
Depends
in
on
the,
the dragon,
alley.
I think.
Good donkey.
Well, like I said, you don't say
You
no.
don't say no.
But
I'm a dragon.
How? So
It's not a
let's
bear.
Oh. I get
let's
those
take
two
your
mixed
thought
up.
one step further. If we really were going to try to feed the dragon, how would we do that? And how would we get it to a place that would be easy for it to access and potentially be easy for us to ambush?
Well, like Bolly's idea with the catapult was good.
And then he had to bring up the dead thing.
Well, that's my thought. I mean,
What do we do with the catapult?
we may not have a catapult to hit it. I hope we do. But if we don't, we do have a lot of bodies.
We do have a lot of bodies.
And if there's a chance that you could eat it, I don't want to get rid of the safety that's already been here for everyone else that's already down here. But if there's a way that we can put the bodies in a place that would be a vulnerable spot,
What
perhaps
if
we
we just
have high
had?
ground around us?
What if we just had one body that was particularly could potentially be a particularly tasty morsel
Ah,
for this dragon?
I said not to fair to Yaru.
No. What if
It's not
what if we took one of these bodies and made it to look like the king? That would be very hard to resist, I believe, for this dragon. He probably knows he didn't kill the king. So if we laid a trap,
The king's ragdoll through the air.
I'll avenge myself!
And it's just like literally just like straw
Yeah.
hanging, like cheap straw
Wacky
hanging.
waving
Swords
inflatable arm
tied to the
flailing
arm.
Phaon! Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing Phaon! It's the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing Phaon!
It
If
hits
we-
like pigs and the castle falls over.
The castle. The dragon's been to the castle. If we put a King Phaon back on the throne,
yeah, I'm not talking about the.
I know you're not. I'm just trying to think of a way the dragon would see it. If we could bait it into the castle, we would have a chance to have high ground in the towers to scout it coming in, and we could potentially surround it, especially if it tries to get inside.
I know. Yeah, that's a good idea. We're coming up with good ideas.
And
then we
worse
don't need a
comes to
fucking
worse.
catapult. I mean, if we have a catapult, that'd be great. But for this plan, we don't need one.
That would mean we'd have to evacuate souls that are here, few that are left. Perhaps send them to the House of Relmar.
Well, we haven't been to the castle yet. This might still be a safe location. Yandamore, would this be a safe location if we went back to the castle and brought the dragon with us?
This has been secured. The dragon was just here earlier today and could not find us.
Yeah, we're in the castle right now.
The dragon has
But
been
he's searching.
searching.
Yeah.
The dragon's been
for you?
searching.
Is it doing this daily? Does it have a routine?
There's no routine. Certainly, this is a heist movie. What's
What's its normal commute?
So at
9:15.
I'm going to go to the North Tower at 11:53.
that is exactly when the balloons will cover the camera.
11:55. Barley, what are you doing?
And if all else goes wrong, I run into the middle of the aisles and I blow my horn. At least it'll give a start and you all can start taking down a dragon. Yeah, I'm not fond of that idea as much, but that is a quick way to summon it.
Do we go to it or do we bring it to us?
Bring it to us.
I think bringing it to a location we choose would be.
The castle would be a. People with range attacks can be above, and
And when we do fight this dragon, we must remember to spread out and be.
yeah, not like the last one.
Yeah.
That was a little hard.
This foe, much more of a threat than Vodak was.
Why we must come in.
Sheer
very
size
prepared.
alone, we must spread out and find the weakness. Aside from only cold, cannot rely on you, Danner, or only you, Helena. We've been saying it will take all of us. Your cunning, Your ferocity, Sildren. Your healing, Bolly. Piercy's stabby stabs.
And Palik's better stabby
And
stabs.
Palik's greatest swordsman. She wrote it down. Greatest swordsman that ever lived. Past tense, she wrote it down. Past tense. She's really confident.
So to lure him there, what if we built a pyre? Put the king on it.
That is a pyre.
Like a
Like a
like
big fire.
we make this dragon believe that the king is dead. And we put a body dressed like the king with a crown, with his robes, and we put it on this pyre. And I might have something to if he does go after the bait that could help.
Is there some sort of signal, like bells ringing or something, that would normally indicate the death of a great person?
Yes, the bells of the Church
Church of
Soleil.
Soleil.
Ah,
The very flattened bells of the Church of
Well,
Soleil.
we don't know that they're flattened yet.
we can
Um,
assume.
I have one way to call the creature. Yara pulls out something he's never used in the campaign before. I have it written down somewhere, but it's called a trumpet whistle.
Okay.
Yara was given this pretty much at the beginning of the campaign when he started. It's a whistle that is the sound of a brass instrument, I believe. I'm just going off the definition as I remember it. It has 5 volume controls. The loudest being like a bellow of a loud horn, I think.
Like
And I can make it,
Polly's horn?
and I can make it sound like kind of like Bolly's horn, yeah, exactly. I believe I could make it sound like a
Polly's
horn instead of the whistle that it is. Trumpet whistle was the name. I don't have it here or anything.
I
Um,
would like to
I have it. I just don't have it.
do a quick reconnaissance of the church if Shale were to leave it again. Perhaps we can lay our trap there. If when he leaves, we can make our way in and wait for his return.
Could do that.
I would like to take Bleak and I and explore if that is a possibility. Unless there is another idea where
I can follow you as an air elemental.
And my okay.
Would distracting the dragon not be the opportune moment to go into the temple? Instead of distracting it to bring it to us?
we could, but
And then we are waiting for it in its
we
lair?
don't currently want the dragon to know we are here. So when the first time we distract it and alert it to our presence, we must be ready to fight it.
But if he's checking the castle every day,
And
like
sees-
was said, we can just
We can.
set this trap and lure him into it.
Furthermore, as Balik said, if he looks to the castle and sees Phaon releasing a catapult, still not know of our presence.
It could be this giant beast is also just very hungry and smells these very bodies.
I would still like to see if there might be some way to use the church to our advantage, at least.
Well,
Just to explore it.
That's what I mean. Do we distract the beast to get it away from the church
Wait and see
and
if
let it
it
come back?
leaves on its own today. If not,
Mm.
then we don't go to the church to see.
Okay, so you guys are going to keep an eye on the church from
We're
afar?
yeah. So the dragon's currently in the church, correct?
You cannot see the dragon, but
But
that's the last time you saw it. Yes.
Okay. Lord Yundamar,
Yes.
can you send someone to a vantage point where they can see the church and have them report immediately if the dragon is to leave it?
There are very few left here, but
Thank you. We
yes.
appreciate it. We need just one person.
Well,
He-
Govan was. Oh,
He says very well, and he leaves, grabbing a sword that's been piled up with all
Not
the dead
you.
bodies. He says there are very few left.
What about the young recruit, Tori?
He is off on your other quest.
What did we send him to do?
Look for a catapult.
He's looking for a catapult.
Oh,
You keep sending people like there's an army here. We could do it ourselves.
I sent one person one place, and I want to send
That
a
is-
second
that's
person
half the army.
another place. That's not an army.
Yeah, we should probably all go ourselves. Yeah, if we're careful.
If we
mind you.
go, well, we could.
Let me scout. As an air elemental, no one can see me, no one can touch me. I could go right through anything.
You don't think the dragon could detect your presence?
Yes, Xander, this
I'm
is
very quiet.
Red dragons, are they known for a keen sense of smell?
You're a
And
dragon expert.
magic
I
And
was about to
No,
say,
I'm
Sildren-
talking to the narrator of the
Yeah.
world here.
He's not gonna tell us shit.
You can make a. You have freaking dragon lore, right?
I have dragon lore.
Why do I feel like I'm being like judoed?
It's
Counter.
it's very low, and I'm not using my nature,
All
so
right, all right. Roll.
I like to use my nature.
just gets better. Dragon lore 35.
With a 35.
Does your dragon lore increase as you level up
No.
automatically? It should.
Oh, does
You
it?
should be a
I
master
wouldn't
at
know.
least.
No, it depends. That.
That
Oh,
you
that-
need
that
to
one, yeah.
put points in.
No, nothing along those lines for senses. You know, what did you roll again?
35.
35. I can tell you that it has the ability to detect magic easily, like Xander. And I can tell you its best saving throw or a special defense that it might have.
Let's go with the special defense.
It is immune to fire, paralyzation, sleep, and has a +1 to all saves versus magic.
And so that's
Well, that sucks.
and so that's what I know of the red dragon. And Shale is probably no exception.
I think Xander going in his little air,
Here's
his
Xander.
air elemental is a good idea. Just stay close and be ready to bolt if
It detect magic,
around.
though.
It
Would that be a
does.
problem?
Depends on how good it detects. I'm a very small gnome.
Well, Godspeed, gnome.
Xander, a word of advice. A couple words of advice.
Go.
Go really high and bring only your courage. Don't take your pants. You don't need them.
Because you will be shitting them.
Just little gnome turds.
And if you shit
dropping out of the
away
sky.
from the dragon.
I imagine more just
Shit
like a
downwind from
napalm
the dragon.
style run.
Like Space Invaders.
Whatever direction you're blowing, stay downwind. That's
Uh.
the main thing.
So what's happening?
Yeah, Xander will go. He will work his way up to the surface because we're underground, right?
Yep.
That's so
Yep,
he
yep,
work
yep.
his way up. When he gets to a safe space, I've got 80 speed for flight. Flight
Okay.
speed is 80. But I can have it for a whole minute. So when he gets close enough, Xander will transform himself into an air elemental, which means he uses the aura out of his hands. He calls air around him, calls wind in, and starts creating a swirl until it starts swirling into him and through him, and then just looks like he's vanishing into this kind of a dust devil of wind. And then I will use that dust devil to rise up in the air and just start flying.
And
through
Sildren
the
will
air
be
as an air elemental.
at a vantage point where he can like at least see the Church of Solene. So if like when Xander screws up and alerts Shale, and Shale is going to try and eat him, Sildren will at least know how Xander died.
All right, Xander, you take off across the city. It is snow-covered streets, roofs. A light snow falls on you, and you go flying through. I guess microscopically getting bigger in your elemental form. Is it a water or is it an air?
Air.
Air. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
you're collecting a little bit of snow. As you make your way through, you get closer and closer to the Church of Solene. How close are you getting?
so visually, I just need to see if it's there. The dragon's not hard to see, so I'm mostly going up. I'm not even necessarily going to the church.
Okay, you're going up and up and up, getting a good steep angle. You do have to get close to the church somewhat. You're essentially at the edge of the plaza. So there's this big plaza that the church is in the middle of. You see several sections of the plaza have been scorched almost to a glass-like surface. Other sections have fire, or even looks like sections of little lava that has pooled and gathered. You see the top of the roof of the church is where the majority of the damage has been done. You see two things of interest from that vantage point. One is a red dragon curled up just within the top floor of the church, the brand new, fully renovated Church of Selene, I might add. Just inside, you can just see the top of the dragon. No snow gathering at all on that area. The dragon, make a perception roll for me, actually.
Yeah. Well, that's a natural 20. So perception is high.
Okay. You can see the dragon is in a state of pseudo sleep, but pseudo awake as well. It looks like it's sleeping, but then you see its eye looking around, and then it closes, and its eye looks around really quickly again and closes. You're still quite some distance away. And you see one other just dramatic bit of note I wanted to mention, that there is a new stained glass window that depicts an armored knight standing on a balcony giving a great speech to a gathered crowd with light shining from his mouth that has now partially been destroyed with chunks of that stained glass missing.
Right here.
Actually, right there.
That's pretty neat.
And we will stop there for tonight. More so, I think we just need to prepare, start fresh and make sure there's no mistakes that are going to happen.
There's going to be mistakes.
So thank you all for tuning in. This was absolutely crazy and very, very fun. And we will see you next time.
Wish us luck.
Yeah.
Which
Thanks,
luck.
everyone.